We've been waiting for this one. For the 11th time this season, the Saginaw Spirit and the London Knights are set to clash. The Dow Event Center will be jam-packed. It's a sold-out crowd with passionate fans from both sides. It's red, white, and blue versus the green and gold, the hosts versus the OHL champions. And talk about a big incentive. The winner of this game will finish atop the Memorial Cup standings and avoid playing Moose Jaw in Friday's semifinal game by jumping straight to Sunday's final, as if this rivalry and this matchup needed any more juice. And the energy is just contagious in here tonight. Thanks so much for joining us here in our coverage of the 2024 Memorial Cup. I'm your host, Laura Dykin, joined alongside Frankie Corrado, as well as Craig Button. So you know what's on the line here. You know what the stakes are. A little extra wrinkle. London Knights have played 20 games, playoffs and Memorial Cup. They've lost 2 of those coming to the Saginaw Spirit.
I heard the pregame speeches by both coaches. They were exactly the same. You know the other team very well. There's nothing I'm going to tell you that's going to help you. Do you want to play Friday or do you want to play Sunday?
The OHL playoffs started on Saturday, March 28th. The only time the London Knights have lost from then until now was to the Saginaw Spirit in the Western Conference Final.
All right, time for the opening ceremonies. Let's take it down to the Iceland.
We would like to welcome back a pair of your Saginaw Spirit alumni to kick things off.
Pour la mise au jeu protocolaire, nous voulions accueillir une paire d'anciens joueurs du Spirit de Saginaw pour débuter le match.
This player spent 4 seasons in the Ontario Hockey League, the last of which came right here with your Saginaw Spirit. In his 31 games wearing that Spirit uniform, he put up 14 goals and 27 assists for 41 points as Saginaw won the West Division. In 17 playoff games that year, he scored 11 goals and added 11 assists on Saginaw's trip to the conference finals, and he is now a member of the Philadelphia Flyers.
Il a été dans la Ligue de hockey de l'Ontario pendant 4 ans et sa dernière saison fut dans l'uniforme du Spirit. Dans 31 matchs avec le Spirit, il a marqué 14 buts et a rajouté 27 passes pour 41 points sur le chemin de la victoire de Saginaw de la division Ouest. Il joue présentement pour les Flyers de la Philadelphie.
Please welcome back to Saginaw, Owen Tippett.
S'il vous plaît, accueillez à Saginaw encore une fois Owen Tippett.
This next player was the 2018 first-round pick of the Spirit, spending 2 memorable seasons with the club. In 124 games in Saginaw, he posted 74 goals and 111 assists for 185 points and was the driving force for the Spirit offense in 2 of their most successful regular seasons, winning the West Division in both years, and he is now a member of the Winnipeg Jets.
Ce joueur a été le choix du premier tour en 2018 du Spirit, passant 2 saisons inoubliables avec le club. En 124 matchs à Saginaw, il a marqué 74 buts et a rajouté 111 passes pour 185 points. Pendant ces 2 saisons, le Spirit a gagné la division de l'Ouest à 2 reprises. Il joue présentement pour les Jets de Winnipeg.
Please welcome home, Cole Perfetti!
S'il vous plaît, accueillez chez lui Cole Perfetti!
At this time, we invite the captains of each team to join our guests at center ice for a ceremonial puck drop.
À l'instant, nous invitons les capitaines de chaque équipe à rejoindre nos invités au milieu de la patinoire pour une mise au jeu protocolaire.
How about one more round of applause for our special guests? Welcome home, gentlemen. At this time, we ask you to please rise if you're able, remove your hats, and join Erica Holgate and Lindy Rodriguez for the singing of the national anthems.
Veuillez vous lever, retirer chapeaux et casquettes et joignez-vous à Erica Holgate et Lindy Rodriguez pour l'interprétation des hymnes nationaux.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Quand ton bras s'est porté la paix, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Starting with 4 teams, now down to 3, the final draws into focus at the 2024 Memorial Cup. Moose Jaw await after prolonging their season against Drummondville, and the stage is now set for one of Saginaw or London to grab the opportunity to book themselves a direct ticket to the Memorial Cup final on Sunday. Welcome inside the Dow Events Center. Here are your starting goaltenders for tonight's matchup. There is Andrew Oak of Shelby Township, Michigan. He is the first American netminder to play in a Memorial Cup game since Tyler Parsons of the London Knights back in 2016. His opposition tonight will be Michael Simpson, who's played a lot against Saginaw this year. He had a .914 save percentage in the Western Conference Final that saw the London Knights win in 6. There is Chris Lasry. A lot of noise around these teams in this game. Lasry said he addressed it with his team yesterday. Everyone said their 2 cents. Today, they are focused on hockey and getting the win against London. One more win for Dale Hunter, and he'll tie the legendary Brian Kilray for second most all-time at the Memorial Cup. He's got a great track record here, and he'll look to steer his team to victory to book their spot in the final on Sunday.
Emotion, buzz, juice, call it what you want. This game is loaded with all of that. Tons of anticipation. It should be an emotional affair. Yes, you want to make sure you stay focused, absolutely, at the task at hand. But at the same time, to me, the winner of this one is the one that's going to be able to channel and harness the emotion without allowing it to hurt them, allow it to help them. This is a big matchup, one that a lot of people have been waiting for quite a long time.
And it's a great crowd on hand tonight at the Dow Events Center. There's a lot of London fans. We know they travel well. And, of course, the host team, Saginaw, well-supported all tournament long. That's no different tonight. Last game of the round robin. And we think we're in for a real good one tonight. as the Saginaw Spirit start back in their own zone. With Matthias Shapovalov pushing ahead, and here goes Jorian Donovan to center ice. In on the left side on Bond. Donovan slides that out in front. Taken away by London. And Denver Barkey ends up playing that right off of Bond. Pass it back behind the Knights' net. Crowd getting into it early. Willis off the boards. Tries the wrister. That's blocked away by Simpson. Back down low comes Dickinson. And up the near wing. Donovan, each shot on the mark. And now Dickinson has to sidestep a hit. Puck is loose. Bloom trying to carry it out in front. Couldn't pull the trigger. Shapovalov out of the corner. Julian's there too. He'll fling this through center ice. And Braden Hache back to his own zone to pick it up. Kostakos looking down low for Bloom. Into the boards with Jackson Edward. Sam O'Reilly picks it up for London. And here goes Cowan, the first rounder to Toronto. Doesn't get far with it. Bloom back the other way. Passes over Perret. A shot. And the first good save of the game from Michael Simpson. Saginaw pressing again. Perret brings this one wide. Perret was the player of the game. Game one of this tournament. The Saginaw Spirit. Michael Misha got a touch on it there. Here's the player of the game in game number 2 with 3 assists.
Heck of a start for Saginaw. They're almost 2 minutes into this one. They played entire time in the offensive zone.
Here's Jackson Edward. Tries to float a shot through. Both these teams undefeated at the Memorial Cup 2-0, defeating Drummondville and Moose Jaw. Just as Windsor and Erie were undefeated in 2017, they went off to square off in the final that year. That was the last time the OHL hosted the Memorial Cup, and the Windsor Spitfires, the host team, beat the Otters. London keeping their own zone. Edward over to Isaiah George. They'll fly this to center ice. Casper hauled it in, almost had a breakaway, but he's in offside.
Well, what's noticeable early is the forecheck for Saginaw. The home team has certainly started on their toes, where one man pressures the puck and then often is the secondary man right there. Look at the way the two-man attack from below and above to create the turnover. Now you get some chances to score a goal in the offensive zone. You lose the puck. Look at Owen back quickly above his option, so he forces the turnover, a counter, and now you have an odd man rush 3-on-1 the other way. Lots of pressure. It's not just the pressure, it's two-man pressure on that forecheck that's been effective early in this one.
It's Behave versus Nickel, center. And the Knights win it back. Here's an early shift for Jared Woolley. He's out there with Sam Dickinson. As we've seen, Dale Hunter doesn't use a whole lot of depth in this lineup. Henry Brustevich and Jared Woolley are officially listed as the third defensive pairing, but it would be a rare occurrence to see them both out at the same time. Ryder Bolton is in the lineup tonight. He's out there for his suspended brother Sawyer, who got 1 game for unnecessary contact at the end of the warm-up with the Moose Jaw Warriors. Here's Nickel. Takes a stiff knock at center ice from Lincoln Moore. Sam Dickinson picks up the puck, wheels it in. Van Gorp driving the net. Dickinson couldn't get the pass through. Gervais carries up the left side. Tries to dance up the middle. His brother Julian was just named the Centennial Cup MVP. Remember the Calgary Canucks. That's the Junior A National Championship. Now Sebastian playing for a major junior national title. As here's his shot tipped wide of the net. Shapovalov reels in behind, turns it around. Into the near side corner, Dickinson up the boards for Denver Barkey. Hache to the point. Picked off by Woolley. Lobs it through center. Barkey down the left wing. Stops on Hache. Cycles around for Ruslan Gazizov, who's got 10 goals in his last 12 games, going back to game 1 of the Western Conference Final. Here's a shot for George. That's stopped by Oak. Rebound pops out. Back to George at the line. Hits the brakes by the hash marks. Trying to shake off Matthias Shapovalov. Pass taken away by Hache. Played to center. And now Jackson Edward looks back down.
Lots of structure defensively from Saginaw where nobody's biting on anything to the perimeter. They're allowing London just to put the puck into a turnover, and here they go again, back on offense.
Owen Beck, the Habs prospect. Edward tried to slide that across. Sprawling out in the crease is Michael Simpson. It's somewhere underneath him, and the whistle sounds.
Yeah, it's been a very organized start here so far for Saginaw, where they've got tons of motion and interchanging parts. We knew that's a big part of their game coming in defensively. Look how calm they are, right? Wait, everybody has their responsibilities. Don't be hasty, and now you wait for a turnover rather than force it, and then bam, you get the speed and you go the other way. Defensively, Owen Beck has made a couple of nice plays already that have been noticeable, and then here off the rush, takes his toes to the blue paint to challenge Simpson. It's been a really good start. So far, it's been London kind of only resorting to flip outs out of their own zone because of that motion and heavy pressure from the forecheck from Saginaw.
Off the draw, Cowan to center for London. Donovan spins around. McHugh in there with Cowan. Threads a pass over. Oliver Bach's shot carries wide. Christopoulos waits for it. Stripped away by Cowan. Backhanded in again. The OHL regular season and playoff MVPs. Dick Cowan goes after it. As the Saginaw Spirit play it through center ice. Font off the boards. To center. Cowan to slip it over to Max McHugh. Dickinson just out of his reach. McHugh behind the net. Back to Bonk. Here's the wrister. That's up high on Oak. And the rebound back along the near side boards is carried to center and dumped in by Alex Christopoulos.
Once again, there's a shot from the perimeter of the ice from London, and all green jerseys are on the perimeter. All the white ones are just patiently waiting on the interior of the ice. London's not a team that's going to panic either, though. They know they're chasing the game a little bit early. No panic in the game at all.
Space on the left side for Lawrence. Loose in front, and Oak makes his save on Landon Sim. And London pushed it back to the near side, quickly flung out through center by Saginaw. Now Isaiah George snaps it for Sim. Played right in toward Oak. He'll push that aside for Dionisio. Misa for Hake. Hunter Hake right up the middle. Knocked off his feet. Goes into the corner with George. Isaiah George lost it to center, hauls it in. The Sharks prospect will pick it up in front of the Saginaw bench. Now here goes Lawrence. That's kicked out. Rebound for Edward. Got the shot off. And Andrew Oak slides over to take that away. And a big scrum in front of the net. This is what we expected to see tonight.
Yeah, that certainly won't be the last. You knew that emotion was going to play a part of this. London, again, is under pressure heavily. It was a three-man forecheck for Sagan on that last one. London now 3 different times has just thrown a lawn dart out of their own zone into the neutral zone. They're fine with that. They're catching Saginaw in low ice. As a result, that chance comes from Sim at the end here as we go to break for the first time in a scoreless game. Good.
6.5 minutes into the first period between Saginaw and London. We're tied at 0. Here is Sam Dickinson on the ice with Julie Teixeira.
They came at you hard with the forecheck to start this game. How'd you settle things down?
Yeah, we knew that they were going to come hard, so at this point it's just kind of getting into our groove, knowing our game plan, and just sticking with it.
Emotions already kind of starting to bubble over here. How do you keep that in check?
Yeah, it's just kind of leaving this stuff behind in the past and just playing for something new today. We're all focused on getting that game on Sunday, and that's what we're going to play today.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Last London Knights defenseman to go top 10 in the NHL draft was Evan Bouchard. Went 10th overall back in 2018. Dickinson's got a chance to be the next. As you see, there's Brayton Hache in the box. Caleb Lawrence is in there for London. And we're 4-on-4 as we get our first penalties in that. These referees might be busy if the previous meetings are any indication from the OHL playoffs. Here's Jacob Julian. Taken away by Jordan Donovan. Julian back out of the corner. To the front of the net. Tries to slide that through on Oak. Taken away by Hunter Haight. And pass to center for Zane Perek. Perek in on Dickinson. Oliver Bonk turning away for pressure. Here goes Dickinson for his skate. was a 4th overall pick to the Ontario Hockey League. He certainly filled out his potential early in his career as the shot goes high from Bond. Far side corner, Cowan. Chopped ahead for Josh Bloom. Owen Beck wants to join the rush. Rodman Dionisio tried to get that over to Owen Beck. He's hammered into the boards by Max McHugh. Taken from behind the net. Oliver Bond. Short pass to center for Cowan. Run into by Dionisio. Now Cowan starts ahead. Up on the left side. Correct to defend him. And he deflected that shot. Now Ruslan Gazizov has to turn back out to center. Fending off Matthias Shapovalov. Voted the best defensive forward in the Western Conference by OHL coaches this year. Matthias Shapovalov, Czech import, prospect of the Vegas Golden Knights. Here's Isaiah George. Center for Sim. Chips it in. James Go gets to it. Turning around. And the puck flies up and over the boards, out of play.
Well, you get to this tournament, there's going to be lots of people watching, and you get deeper in the tournament, of course, lots of scouts. There's 3-time Stanley Cup champion, Conn Smythe winner, Steve Yzerman, general manager of the Detroit Red Wings, and Panger, Darren Pang.
One of my favorite junior hockey players of all time. The Ottawa 67s, legendary goaltender.
Between the benches in St. Louis, calling a game with Panger by my side, and we almost got hit by a puck. I jumped behind him, and he says that's the most dangerous place you could go is behind me as a goaltender. Pretty good reasoning there. Not a huge man, but such a great guy. Learned a lot from Panger along the path of broadcasting here. Nice to see him in the house along with Steve Yzerman.
Yeah, by the way, Steve Yzerman was a pretty good junior player too in his day.
Yeah, Peterborough Pete's. Yeah, you bet he was.
We saw his team at this tournament last year. The Pete's got all the way to the Memorial Cup semifinal. Here's Dorian Donovan at the line. Wrist shot, that's blocked in front. They score! Off the scrum in front, Alex Christopoulos. 1-0 for Saginaw.
It's his second goal of this Memorial Cup tournament. I like how Saginaw isn't too fussy on this play. Just dump the puck into low ice and continue on what they started early in this game. 2 men on the forecheck, so you earn the puck and you go from low to high and just shoot it. So good for Jackson Edwards to make the block shot, but you've got numbers net front, and so you slurp up the garbage and you get a chance off of that block shot, and Saginaw gets the game's opening goal. They were looking at this one to see maybe potentially if it was kicked in.
Now every goal automatically reviewed for this.
You see the left foot of Christopoulos there. In the Western Hockey League, that would be a goal.
Yes.
But when you come to the Memorial Cup, kicking motion is not allowed. Left foot. Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, Kevin.
It almost looked like he kind of kicked at it, stepped on it, and then pushed it in quickly. Of course, none of that would have been intentional in the speed of the game, but what we know for sure is it does going off of Christopoulos' skate.
It looks like we're going to drop the puck. You see Dale Hunter's reaction there. Now, London cannot challenge this. The only thing you can issue a coach's challenge for is goaltender interference. And we've got an animated conversation here at the London bench with Dale. And it is officially a 1-0 lead for the Saginaw Spirit. So Christopoulos, 49 goals a year ago with the Windsor Spitfires, acquired mid-season this year, and now he's got 2 at the Memorial Cup. Hunter Haight wheeling ahead, out to center ice. Misa trying to throw that over. That was blocked by Bonk. Now collected by Kasper Halttunen. He crashes into the end boards with Dorian Donovan. Caleb Lawrence picks it away. There's a big scrum behind the net. Halttunen knocked over. There's a shot from Caleb Lawrence. Fended off by Andrew Oak. And back into the corner. We'll battle for it again. Sim collides with Sema. They've got a real battle still going here in the corner as the puck goes over to Halton and tied up with Donovan. Trying to wrap it around is Halton. Discarded stick in front. We're going to have our first power play of the night. We've got a tripping penalty upcoming.
Going to Jorian Donovan, who assisted on the first goal from Saginaw. Interesting to see how the referees deal with this if there continues to be a lot of emotion.
Penalty. 2 minutes for tripping.
First penalty was a 4-on-4. He took both after a scrum and a whistle. And this one, it was Sema and Sim that were locking antlers in the corner, and then Donovan right there, sticking between the legs. Not much going on there. Don't really see much of a trip. Maybe understandable why Jorian Donovan doesn't like the call. You never do anyway. Power play opportunity here now for the London Knights, who are down by 1 in this game early.
London Knights had the best power play in the Canadian Hockey League this year. In the lineup with Jacob Julian, their most reliable face-off taker against Matthias Sapovaliv, Oliver Bach, Kasper Halttunen, Easton Cowan, and Denver Burke are the usual suspects on the power play for the Knights. Here's Julian. Passes off, Halttunen off the far side. Denver Burke will patrol the point. Cowan switching with Barkey. Takes the shot, lots of traffic in front, never got through. And the Spirit clear it down the ice.
Yeah, Cowan and Barkey flip-flopping, but normally it's reversed, where it's Cowan in the shooting position on the flank and Barkey on top ice. It's Cowan who shoots this one early.
Now Cowan, speed up the middle. Good stick from Hache. This is lasered down the ice. Stopped by Simpson. There goes Barkey, cruising to center. Now Cowan, hands off to Bond. Ripped across, Julian for Halttunen. Drops it back to Cowan. Here's Barkey, tries the wrister, that goes wide. And Julian backhands it over for Kasper Halttunen. Barkey to Cowan. Down low, Julian trying to center for Bond. Back over it comes for Halttunen. High in the slot. Right side, Cowan. Back for Halttunen. Left side, Denver Barkey drifting up high. Tries the wrister. No one skitters wide. Bouncing at the side, corralled by Andrew Oak for the whistle.
Well, the pre-scout for Saginaw, no secrets in this one, right? Where they know how dangerous the flanks can be with Cowan and Halttunen, the sharpshooters from the sides, and we've seen 3 shots directed to the net. All of them have come from high ice, and then so you're now trying to go somewhere else. Julian trying to hit Bonk in that bumper, and that one's closed off as well. This is just doing a great job on the penalty kill, pre-scouting, coaching, giving these guys what they need to know, and then the 4 players out there executing, plugging the holes necessary.
Hache broke his stick off the face-off, but lucky for him, the Saginaw Spirit clear it down. He can get a new one from the bench. Here goes Sam Dickinson. Tried to drive toward the net. Stripped of the puck by Zane Barek and quickly cleared down the ice.
It's always interesting to see how coaches go about changing and adapting some of their things. I talked about the flanks. Well, the shots all came from the top in the offensive zone when London got set up. Another wrinkle and maybe just an adaptation as to what they think might be available.
One shot on that last power play, the first power play of the game for the London Knights. As Ethan Hay drops off, Cam Mangoni sails it wide. Back off the right side wing, Joey Willis for Mangoni. Caleb Mangoni to the point for teams go. Wrister, that goes wide. Now Jackson Edwards stretches the ice. McHugh's going to win this race. Tried to center it for Gazizov. Couldn't get the shot through. Gazizov back in front. That's tipped off the outside of the post by Sam O'Reilly. Another shot incoming. Oh, makes that save.
2 shots to the net, and 2 guys arrive on time. At first it was McHugh, a little in tight tip, and then Gazizov the return favor, a moving screen twice.
Here's Henry Verstevich. Sim takes it over, lobs it to center. Jorian Donovan's on it for Saginaw. Twisting away from Lawrence. Back up the far side, Sebastian Gervais up the middle, not swept away by Landon Sim to break up what would have been a grade A scoring opportunity. Now Gervais first to it behind the London net. Back to the line. There's a shot from Will Bishop that carries high off his stick. It's out of play. London can't get anything going on the power play, but Sam O'Reilly almost able to tie the game at 1 right here. The Top Prospect Scouting Report is brought to you by Kubota, the official tractor and compact equipment partner of the Canadian Hockey League, as we welcome in Craig Button.
Yeah, number 7, Easton Cowan, pulling on the Toronto Maple Leafs jersey. What a thrill that is for him. And fans of the Maple Leafs are going to be thrilled. Superb intelligence. He wants to be a difference maker in the game, and he's got a completeness to the way he plays. Versatile lineup flexibility. There's a player that can make a real impact for Toronto Maple Leafs in the future, as he's making for the London Knights right now.
Talk about versatility. He's a centerman, moved to the wing, and Dale Hunter talked about that, to Craig's point, where that gives them a lot of burst on the wings, right? Where you've got Denver Barkey on the top line, where he can really bring a lot of speed exiting the zone if necessary, and then from center to wing for Easton Cowan. Versatile, speedy, intelligent, like all the things Craig talked about. What a pick for Toronto.
Saginaw win the faceoff. Zane Perret. I asked Cal who he models his game after a couple weeks ago, and didn't hesitate to answer Nazem Kadri. As we're going to have a penalty here against the Saginaw Spirit. The London Knights are going to the power play for the 2nd time in this game, and it might be a double minor.
Yeah, it was in behind the play in the corner. Zane Perret. High sticking call.
Saginaw penalty. Double minor, 4 minutes for high sticking.
There it is. 4 minutes.
Look to the left of the screen right there as Max McHugh kind of went at Perret. So it was almost kind of like trying to get out of the way from Perret, but cross check right to the face. Quickly McHugh down, and the referee's arm goes up.
Now they're looking at this, Kevin, because for the double minors, they can review it. They can bring the penalty down to a 2 or completely erase it, but I think this one's going to stand.
Yeah, you can see that for sure. It was almost like a self-defense move from Zane Perret, but nonetheless, clear contact.
Quick review. Here's the announcement.
Penalty is confirmed, 4 minutes for high sticking.
So there you go. The London Knights will go back to the power play here. 6:16 to play in the first. Good start for Saginaw. But the London Knights have come on strong lately, and we'll get a chance to try and equalize this game now on the man advantage.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to be flirting around with this power play. Nearly 70 or 37% through the playoffs for London. They are lethal. Scored once on 2 opportunities in their last game against Moose Jaw, and now a double minor to work with. I think it's fair to say the momentum in the hands of Saginaw, not just because of the 1-goal lead, but I think they're dictating the way the game is being played to this point. Now they're on the kill for some extended period of time.
Here's Easton Cowan off on the left side, back across. Denver Barkey looking for Bach in front, goes over to Cowan. He'll switch with Haltonen. Cowan's shot, that carries wide. Not sure Oak ever saw it. Taken ahead by Ethan Hay. Dumped all the way down the ice, out of the net. Michael Simpson moves it off the boards. Oliver Bach dropping it back for Denver Barkey. And drop it again for Easton Cowan. Crossing in over the line, right side. Haltonen scores! Toe drag and a ripper from Kasper Haltonen. He's tied the game on the power play.
Oh, these are some slick mitts from Kasper Haltonen. Just pacing a little drop through the neutral zone. We see it all the time. And then there's another little dish from Cowan. Look at the way he pulls 3 guys to him on entry. That gives that wide lane to Haltonen, and just watch the way that he represents shot right there. And then he pulls it, and he pulls Hache right out of the lane. This is just outstanding execution. Great skill with the puck, and he puts it right where he wants. So difficult for goaltenders to stop that one over the pad, under the blocker. An outstanding play, a clean one off of the rush. Greatly executed from London to tie this game.
Talked with Casper this morning. I asked, growing up in Finland, who is the player you watch the most? And his answer was Patrick Laine, who used to tear up the Finnish Liga with Tappara before he went on to the Winnipeg Jets. That was a prime Patrick Laine type goal right there.
I would have thought he would have said Mikko Rantanen. He's more like him as far as size and the way he shoots the puck. And
here's a chance for Bonk. Passes off Haltonen. Far side, and Denver Berkey's shot is stopped by Oak. As we're into the second half now of this double minor. Cowan up high. Passes off for Haltonen. Good pressure from Owen back. Breaks it up, but doesn't get the puck out. Here's Barkey with a shot. That's just off the mark. Haltonen takes it off the boards. Passes back for Cowan, far side. One-time fake from Haltonen. Tries the wrister. That's stopped by Oak. Pops out in front. Another backhand shot from Oliver Bonk is stopped. Now here goes Haltonen. Tries again. And we've got another delayed penalty. This one will be to London as Denver Barkey touches it. And that's going to level it up. We're going 4-on-4 for the next 50 seconds.
yeah, you wondered how much special teams were going to play a factor in this one.
London penalty, 2 minutes for slashing.
Slashing call charged to Jacob Julian, the 5th rounder of the Winnipeg Jets. Scored on the first opportunity on the power play on this double minor. And now we'll go to 4-on-4 before Saginaw gets their first attempt at a fragmented one. Slashing call to Julian. Yeah, you wondered how much special teams were going to factor into this one. We talked about emotion. I don't think either team has played with any overabundance of that. It's been more of a controlled atmosphere here. It's just so amazing to me to watch how London, right? They're not dictating the game. They're not chasing it. I said that earlier, probably not the best or the most fair word, but certainly Saginaw was controlling play, dictating the tempo and the cadence of the game. They get the first goal. London never panics, right? They just lurk in the weeds, and then just a matter of time before their skill can come to the surface. Beautiful goal by London on the power play.
Pitchers are having a long conference about this, Kevin.
After further review, it was determined that the London player did not slash his opponent. There's no penalty.
All right, so the referees going with the bottom line right call approach on this, and they wash the penalty off the board.
Well, they take their time, don't they? They go to great lengths to make sure that they get this right. It's Hache with the slash and breaks his stick. Jacob Julian doesn't do anything, so this is the right non-call. Once again, you see the iPad. The referees get their say, and they get their way on this one as they reverse the slashing call on Jacob Julian, and London continues to stay on the power play.
Sean Reed, longest tenured official in the Ontario Hockey League. Is Chris Lasry the explanation here?
They want to get it right, and so sometimes maybe the optics doesn't look great, but you know what? You set that ego aside, you sit around, you stand around, you discuss it, you take your time, and you can clearly see with the video evidence that it was the right non-call. Jacob Julian set free.
And the London Knights have another 40 or so seconds here to work with on the man advantage. Here goes Oliver Bonk, dropping it back. To Cowan. There's a speed wobble. Gets back up. Here goes Bonk down the right side. Turns it back to Haltonen. Cowan. Turning back around. Hangs on and finds Barkey. His wrist is blocked by Sapuvalov. Now Haltonen. He'll try his shot. That carries high. Clearing attempt. Stop. Just over the line. That's whistled down for the offside.
Well, what's led us here for London to be able to tie this game? A double minor to Zane Perret right there. That cross check to the face of Max McHugh. Double minor. Looked like it was going to be cut in half with that London penalty, but there's that beautiful pull toe drag release from Kasper Halttunen. He knows how to score on the power play, no doubt about that. 8 of them in 18 games throughout the course of the playoffs. He had 16 tallies with the extra man in the regular season.
There's Rodman Dionisio. Joey Willis up the left side. 5 shots on that power play, including the goal for the London Knights. This one's absorbed by Michael Simpson off the stick of Caleb Mangoni. And we'll go to break again. 3:19 to go in the first. Goals on either side. The latest from Kasper Halttunen on the power play.
The CHL on TSN is brought to you in part by CCM, the leading hockey equipment manufacturer for all levels of play.
Well, you know, it's all about the friendly competition here at the Memorial Cup. And while things are getting a little bit spicy on the ice between Saginaw and London, that competition extends into these teams' communities. Saginaw Mayor Brenda Moore challenged London Mayor, and actually all the mayors of the teams at this tournament, to a bet that if her team doesn't win, she will wear the jersey of whatever team does win in office for 2 days after the tournament. London Mayor Josh Morgan was the first to accept, so we'll see who winds up wearing the other team's jersey, Victor.
London Saginaw might not be the most traditional rivalry in the OHL geographically speaking, but this year there has not been a lot that separated these two teams.
You and I should have bet on wearing our suits, swapping suits, yeah?
Yeah, yours might be an easier fit for me than the other way around. European slim fit.
Good fun trying.
Oh, this one's sent over the glass and out of play by Rodman Dionisio.
Yeah, you know what, though? You have to give a lot of credit to both teams so far. As you can tell, right? Like, they know that there's this healthy hatred, lots of backstories, lots of outside noise, and to have the mental strength to be able to set that aside and not allow it to become a distraction, right? I wondered about that here coming into this one. Which team might slip off of that slippery slope? And so far, I think there's been some maturity on both sides here as we're locked at ones with just over 3 to go in the first.
Puck comes out to center ice. Dionisio over to Donovan. Tipped in by Misha. Simpson laid off the boards. Donovan racing back for it. Going to fend off Kasper Halttunen. Off the boards, down the ice. Edward gets to it first for Nyson.
Yeah, look how evenly matched these two teams have been all season long. 50 wins for both teams, 104 points in the regular season for London, of course 102 for Saginaw. And throughout the course of the regular season, where they went 2-2, and the playoffs, of course, London winning in 6 games. You look at their goals for, London has the edge in that one. Of course, goals against as well. Power play is the big one, over 34%, or pardon me, over 33% on the power play for London in this head-to-head matchup. Discipline is such a huge factor, and Chris Lazary, for me, has done a good job making some adjustments, dropping that matchup in 6 games to London. He's come out and his team's looked extremely organized.
Here's Rodman Dionisio. Laid right to Michael Simpson. George to center. Backed out by Beck. And Michael Misa. We got another penalty upcoming. This will be against the London Knights. Saginaw have a bit of man advantage in this game.
It's going to be a hooking call to Denver Barkey on this one.
This is touched. Snapped down the ice by Bach, and here we go for a Saginaw power play with 2:18 to go in the first.
We talked about how lethal the power play for London has been in the head-to-head matchup. Saginaw's power play through the playoffs, just 16.7%.
Penalty to London, number 86, 2 minutes for hooking.
Hooking to Denver Barkey. First opportunity now with the power play for Saginaw. See as he comes in and gets the hands into, or the hook stick into the hands, pardon me, of Sima. who has been excellent, by the way, for Saginaw.
Been a nice surprise in this tournament, Nick Sema.
Totally.
Goal in each game.
Goal in each game. He's been physical. He's been around the net. You need those big bodies in the depth of your lineup, and he certainly delivered.
Off the face-off, done incorrectly the first time. So we'll try it again. Shapovalov out there with Beck, Christopoulos, Parek, and Mangoni. Cowan in the face-off dot for London. He's one to watch. Short-handed, he tied with the lead with 7 short-handed goals this year. He's tied with his teammate, Denver Burke. 17:42. Shapovalov in line, Parek. Off for back. Back out in front, one, and Shapovalov. Taken off the inboards by Caleb Mangoni. Mangoni. Steered to the boards by Isaiah George. Near side Cowan. All the way down the ice for Zane Parek.
Mangoni found himself in a one-on-one battle down on low ice against Isaiah George and ended up losing that battle. Good pressure from London.
Here goes Beck. On the far side, snaps a shot. Fought off by Simpson. This off the valve around the glass. Punched out of the air by Christopoulos. O'Reilly's on it. To the neutral zone. Saginaw take it over. Mangoni far side. Down low, Parek. Shapovalov. Parek. Trying to go back in front. Willis. Pounding George. Handled by Beck off the one-timer. And it's a body in front. Now Sam O'Reilly picks it up. Escorts it to center and chucks it right in on Andrew Lowe.
There's so many little subtleties in the game of Zane Parek where he does one thing, or he makes everybody believe he's going to do one thing, and then he does something else. He's just got such deception in his game.
Here's Hunter hit at the line. Couldn't keep the puck in. Dionisio turns around. Delayed offside. Cleared out down the ice by Landon Sibb.
Good power play's been for London. The penalty kill pretty good as well. They led the OHL with over 83%, and they've been good here on this one.
Dorian Donovan left side. Out in front. Here's Hunter Hay. Can't get the shot or the pass off. As Denver Burke is out of the box, Dionisio puts it wide. 10 seconds to play in the first. One shot on the power play for Saginaw. Scrum for it in the corner. Back out in front. Flipped away. That's going to do it for our first period in Saginaw.
With two teams that have been so close to each other all season long, such a healthy hatred for each other as well. Why would we be surprised that it's tied after the first period? 1-1. It was a really nice start for Saginaw. Controlled play, I thought. On the power play, London was able to tie the score. A goal from Halton, and that's where we stand after a high-event first period.
Power plays did play a factor. It was a special teams goal for Casper Haltonen to tie the game after Christopoulos opened it up for Saginaw.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's great to see this crowd showing up for us, and yeah, we're trying to feed off it.
You were. It seemed like you had jump on the fourth.
Yeah, that's just our plan. I think we've we figured out our forecheck is working for us this tournament. It's got to be a key for us, and yeah, we're just trying to keep it going tonight.
Special teams already factoring in majorly in this game. How do you make sure yours are top-notch tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we got to stay out of the box. This team gets calls left and right, so yeah, we got to make sure that we're staying disciplined, and when we get our chances, we got to capitalize.
Thank you. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
We saw a little bit of everything there in that opening period between Saginaw and London. Again, first place in the standings on the line here tonight. We are at the intermission with Craig, Frankie, and Laura. And it was Saginaw getting out to that good start. I mean, London didn't get its first shot on goal in that first period until about 4 minutes in. But then that green and gold wave came, which means that Andrew Oak had to be on his game. And Craig, he definitely was.
Yeah, well, I mean, really, when the London Knights started to go, they got a power play, and that's going to test the goaltender. And the London Knights did exactly that. But Andrew Oak was challenged in different ways. A lot of screens in front of him, a lot of shots coming in from the point, shots off the backboards. You got to be really alert. If you want to watch how to work a goaltender, London did exactly that in that first period. So Andrew Oak's got to be looking at all different areas. He's got to make sure that he's got the front area of the net cleaned up, not leaving rebounds. Where's the screen? Maybe tips. I thought Andrew Oak was really dialed in and really focused with a lot of different challenges by the London Knights.
Shots in that period ended up being 15-7 in favor of London. So here it is. Saginaw gets the opening goal of this game. The crowd's going wild. But then they go to the power play, as you said, and cue Kasper Halttunen, because in the playoffs, he had 8 power play goals. I mean, his game elevated so much in the playoffs, and it's just continued here. He's now scored in every single game at this Memorial Cup.
It's a very well-executed power play goal for the London Knights, and of course, why wouldn't it be? Because it's 2 very sharp offensive players that make it happen in Easton Cowan and Kasper Halttunen. Here's the objective. Both of those guys need to 2-on-1 Jorian Donovan. Easton Cowan is going to send this puck out wide, and as he does that, he's going to drive right through the middle of the ice. So let's see how they do. There's your 2-on-1. You get Jorian Donovan to bite. Now you've created a little more time for Kasper Halttunen. He's going to read that Hache is going to sweep across. So what does Halttunen do? He goes right back against the grain. Because that ice was created by the 2-on-1 situation Cowan and Halttunen made for themselves against Jorian Donovan, that gives Halttunen an opportunity to walk in and wire his third of the tournament.
That's the example of Easton Cowan's hockey sense. Not passing a puck when he has no more options, passing the puck where it's ideal for Kasper Halttunen. So he sees where Donovan's coming, delivers it to him. Now Hache has to come and deal with him, but Halttunen has all kinds of time. He's skating onto the puck, and now Braden Hache is vulnerable. Halttunen makes him pay, but Cowan delivering the puck where you have time and space is such a top-end play.
Must be a big game if Easton Cowan is doing big things. You know, the big storyline coming into this game is obviously what's on the line, that spot in Sunday's championship game. The other storyline is the rivalry. Of course, this is the 11th time that they're playing each other this season, regular season, playoffs, now here at the Memorial Cup. We knew the game was going to get feisty, and it didn't take long for the spiciness factor to kick into high gear.
There's just something about junior-aged hockey, and I know even through my own experience, it's hard to control your emotions in games like this. It's really hard to stay in the moment, and that's the biggest challenge for both of these teams. It's the 11th time that they've played, but this is the biggest stage for them. And of course, there's going to be a lot of physicality, but how do both these teams walk the line of being physical but not being undisciplined? That's going to be a constant storyline as this game goes on, because as the clock ticks away, the team that makes the last mistake in this game is probably going to be the team that loses. And you don't want it to be a costly one where you cross the line, take a bad penalty. Discipline is going to be so important for both of these teams. There's a lot of animosity, but there's just something about being a junior-aged hockey player. The highs and lows, you can really get swept up in it. That is a challenge for both of these teams.
Yeah, I just see lots of intensity out there. And, you know, everybody's trying to gain a little bit of an edge. You want to gain an extra foot, and somebody's denying you at every turn. So that's going to create friction, and when you have friction, you're going to have a little bit of more feistiness. I saw a really competitive first period. None of the penalties were the kind that were losing discipline. They were penalties that, you know, a hooked-in penalty, a cross-checking penalty, ones you shouldn't be taking. Those are ones that are careless. The game is intense, as we fully expected.
You know who else is paying special attention to this game? The Moose Jaw Warriors, as they await their opponent on Friday in the semifinal. So it is 1-1 after 20 minutes of play between these OHL rivals, and you are watching coverage of the 104th Memorial Cup here in Saginaw, Michigan. Well, the last 2 days, our morning started a little earlier than usual. We were lucky enough to be able to join our friends at WNEM's morning show. It was Craig and I yesterday. It was Julia and Frankie making their appearance here today. Got a chance to talk about the Memorial Cup and being here in Saginaw. I said right at the beginning of our interview how weird it was to be on the other side of things. It's not very often when I'm the one being asked the questions and not asking the questions myself.
Well, you've got a great community here putting on the Memorial Cup. And there's no way you can have a Memorial Cup without everybody being involved from the community. It's been wonderful being here in Saginaw and Frank and Moose and everybody involved with it. I mean, we're not finished yet. It's only going to get better from this point on, but a tip of the cap to everybody involved.
We've been involved in a lot of things here. We've been on morning television. We were a part of the fan festival the other day. I cannot think of one thing that's been overlooked by everyone who's been involved in planning this, from the arena to the hotels to everything. There's not one thing that's been overlooked. Everyone's done a tremendous job here. It's been great to be a part of this Memorial Cup community.
And so many people have stopped just to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showcasing the city. One thing we can tell you, they definitely love their spirit here in Saginaw, and they do love their hockey. And what's great about the Memorial Cup as well, we like to try and do different things here, right? One particular instance, Julia Shisheri, she's been such a pro star, getting out on the ice, rocking the skates, both in her pregame shows, doing the interviews, and it'll come to me, the interviews during the periods on skates as well. You know, we spend all this time talking about the players and breaking down what we see about them on the ice. Craig, I believe we have a special Kubota scouting report to get to.
Well, Frankie said you can't overlook anything. Well, we're not going to overlook Julia, and this is going to be the Kubota Julia scouting report. And, you know, everything you just said, Laura, has been fantastic, but it starts with just incredible poise. Look at that poise. Calm, cool, collected, great smile, under control. And you talk about walking the line. I mean, she walks that line with precision, and she's very elusive, not getting hit by anybody, leaning into the interviews, making sure the players can hear. There, look at that stride, being able to exit. But why is she exiting? I'll tell you why she's exiting. Because she has to be adaptable and flexible, changing outfits as the game goes on, from her pregame look to her in-game look to her post-game look. Tell you what, Julia, you have been outstanding in this tournament
Top marks,
today.
top marks.
Guys, that was the best scouting report I think I could ever dream of. Though I will say I was really having my head on a swivel today patrolling that red line. It felt like I really had a job out there today.
We got to check with NHL Central Scouting and to see where you line up when it comes to all the prospects. But yeah, top marks all the way around. And you didn't get hit in the head with a puck. I
That's
hope
all
I didn't
we can
jinx
ask.
it.
I don't think we should jinx it. We've still got a couple games to go here.
I shouldn't have said
But
it.
I got to bounce. I got to change my outfit, guys. So can't keep me for too long here.
We were a little worried about Julia with her laces. We told her she needed some new laces on her skates, but it doesn't look like it's holding her up in any way.
Chill with the chirps. The laces are great. Everything's going
tell 'em.
amazing. I'm going fast out there.
Tell
It's all
them.
about my own personal style, you know?
Julia's-
Everybody's saying I need the white laces.
Julia, the only word I can use to describe you in every regard, smooth.
You're the best, Craig. The only person better dressed than me in this arena right now.
All right, well, we've got our second period coming up. Julia will get back to work, but before that, yeah. It happens to all of us at some point, Julia. Stick around. More from London and Saginaw when we come back.
First period scoring summary is brought to you by Cavendish Farms, the official French fry of the Canadian Hockey League. Good start for Saginaw. Alex Christopoulos is second of the tournament, got the Spirit in front by one, but Kasper Haltinen at the first half of a double minor to Zane Perek has tied the game at 1. Kevin, out of the gates, the Spirit were flying. They got that goal from Alex Christopoulos, and then London took the period back over a little bit. But what did you see from the start?
Yeah, I thought that Saginaw must have been thrilled with the way that they started this game. Under control, very stable and very organized. So the forecheck stood out for me, where they had guys all around it. Look at the way 3 guys from Saginaw number 2 guys from London, so they win the puck off the wall and they generate an offensive chance. Now, it's nothing startling, but they continue to roll on that. When they didn't have the puck, how quickly they were able to recover, force turnovers, and transition back again. 3-on-2, another quality chance, but nothing overly egregious, right? But they continued on with the plan. I thought that they were completely controlling this game, and they forced London to say, all right, well, we got nothing else. We'll just flop the puck out, and that's a strength of London as well, where they're like, okay, read the game, feel the temperature of the game. We don't have an easy out. Saginaw right now feeling on the forecheck, so they come up with their way to get out of trouble. That generated some chances of their own. A double minor against Zane Perek, that changed things for Saginaw, where it brought London obviously back into the game. A beautiful goal from Haltinen. And then the period seemed to level after that, 1-1 after 20 minutes, and we play on.
And here we go for period number 2 between London and Saginaw. The round-robin finale of the 2024 Memorial Cup presented by Dow. We'll save the most intriguing matchup of the round-robin for last. There's Denver Barkey flipping that in on Andrew Rowe. Bounces into his possession, and he hangs on.
Yeah, you get the sense that London is just never, ever out of a game. We were talking off air about how you watch this team a lot, and there's just no hole in their game. And I think a strength as well is like when you're not dictating, because you can't dictate every game all 60 minutes. So you manage the game, and you never really get the sense of panic from London whatsoever. Even that last play, right? Nothing going on. Flip it on net. They get a bounce. Lots of composure from London.
Well, they trailed the Oshawa Generals 6-2 in Game 3 and then erased that 4-goal deficit. They didn't even need to pull the goaltender and went on to win in double overtime. Here's a centering feed for Oliver Bach. Saginaw take it away. Mangoni to the neutral zone. Joey Willis drops off. Mangoni flutters that high. And back around to the near side. Turning around, Dionisio almost stripped to the puck by Denver Barkey. He'll try and sift his shot through. Sapovalov in the corner. Tied up with George. Mangoni cycles it around for Sapovalov. On his backhand. To the near side. Twists around to the line. There's a one-time drive from Zane Parekh. Stopped by Michael Simpson.
6th appearance at the Memorial Cup and 6 straight wins at the Memorial Cup. That's tied for 3rd all-time with Medicine Hat. Over the multiple tournaments, of course, Kamloops and Windsor at the top there, leading with 12 consecutive wins in the Memorial Cup tournament. What a storied franchise it's been for Dale Hunter and the London Knights.
May 29th is a special day for London. They won the Memorial Cup, their first in 2005 on this date. And then they won it again in 2016 in overtime. Matt Tkachuk, the OT winner in Red Deer. Can't win it today. But here goes Alex Christopoulos in front. Swings a backhand into the far side corner. Donovan back down low for Christopoulos. Scooped around to the point. Donovan walks along the line. Wrister. Rebound in front for Christopoulos. He's stick checked. And London reset. Here's Bloom. Took that right away. Christopoulos down the wing. Fires the shot. Simpson squeezes that tight.
Oh, baby. Saginaw starting the second exactly the way they started the first. Controlling play and using the wall, right? If there's nothing open in the middle, then you use the wall to try to open something up. Christopoulos has the puck down low from Dorian Donovan, and that cycle from high ice down to low and back all the way up. Now you've got that defensive set chasing. It opens up a lane. You take full advantage. That chance right there from Christopoulos came from an excellent neutral zone recovery. Josh Bloom created the turnover and another counter and an outstanding start of a period for Saginaw.
Into the near corner, Isaiah George stripped to the puck by Nick Sema. Picks it up far side. Drop behind the net, Hunter Haight. Passes back to the point. James Goal had that skip on him. Chopped around at center. George back to the neutral zone. Dionisio shoots it in. Isaiah George. Rocked into the boards by Michael Misa. And the Knights poke it ahead to center ice. Here goes Misa. Driving into the attacking zone. And a shot from Nick Sema goes wide. Lawrence. Far side pass picked up by Dionisio. Ridden into the boards by Lawrence. Delayed offside for London. As Joey Willis scampers through center. He's got some space and a glove stop is made by Michael Simpson.
So far, again, we're just under 3 minutes into the second period, and it's all about the neutral zone and what Saginaw is not giving up. They've been so disciplined in adhering to a structure above options. Everybody's in their place, so you take away the options of London, and so you force the puck into a turnover. This is the 3rd time that Saginaw caused a turnover, and then there's Joey Willis, who's able to dance up the middle of the ice after some really structured play between the blue lines. Another good start here for Saginaw. They're getting rewarded with some good chances off the rush.
Willis was a first-team All-Rookie last year with Michael Misa and Zane Parekh. Doesn't get the same hype as those two, but he is a 4th-round pick to the Nashville Predators. Was drafted in Nashville last year. Wade Hache. The near side wing. Laid around the net, no icing. Kayla Mangoni passes off. Sapovalov has that punched out of the air by Simpson. Shot around to the near side. Perret has to go back out to center. Sam Dickinson. Up to the boards by Matthias Sapovalov. Willis takes it. Hachet's there. Bit of a traffic jam up the far side boards. Ruslan Kazazov back into the attacking zone. Passes off. Edward drops it for Dickinson. He carries that one wide. Edward shut down as the puck goes to center. Sam O'Reilly backtracking in a hurry. St. Perret was making a beeline in the London zone. As Jackson Edward has that poked away. Here goes Christopoulos down the right side, driving the net. Big pot stop for Michael Simpson. And Alex Christopoulos has had a couple looks tonight for the Spirit. Sam O'Reilly back in, passing off. There's a shot from Cowan that's absorbed by Oath.
Christopoulos does such a good job using his speed, but also building a wall to protect the puck, all the while not breaking stride whatsoever. More neutral zone play, force another turnover. That's been repetitive for Saginaw right there. Look at the way Christopoulos drops the shoulder, protects the puck with his inside leg right there. He keeps that slash, the stick away from the puck, and he pulls Simpson across the crease. How about that save? Simpson stretches out to keep this game tied.
49 goals a season ago for Christopoulos, tied for 10th most in Windsor Spitfires franchise history. As he'll track this puck down in the London zone, but George gets it first. Down the ice it comes. Dorian Donovan swings around his own net. Up the center. Swept to the near side. O'Reilly had that picked off by Owen Beck. Down the right side, Owen back passes in front, missed Donovan, and James Goh is going to get to it before Max Lemieux. And trying to shake him off, he shuffles over to Donovan. Missed Christopoulos with the pass, and Bonk gets there for icing.
This period is brought to you by Dow, enabling a sustainable future as a leader in material science.
Think about what that first period could have looked like if Saginaw doesn't take that double minor. It was the way that London was able to get back into that game, no doubt, but they're right back at it here, controlling play. You look to certain areas of the ice. What's dictating the way this game is being played? For me right now, for Saginaw, it's the neutral zone to where they're able to control that space of the ice. It takes speed away. It takes that attack away off the rush from London. And Saginaw has been really good at being able to not only defend properly, but turn that into chances all at the same time. Very organized.
London will line up here to the left-hand side of Andrew O. Caleb Lawrence in to take the draw. Casper Haltman and Landon Sim as his wingers. Saginaw win it back, though. It's Owen Beck, one of the best face-off takers in the Ontario Hockey League the last 2 seasons. Dickinson sets up behind his own net. Lawrence has it. Curls it back for Dickinson. Shoots it in. Taken by Oak. Plays it out for Dionisio. Hunter Hay through center. Misa crossing in over the line. Up the middle. There's a shot from Hay. Fought off by Simpson. Back to the line. Here's Dionisio. Off to go, right wing. Back over to Dionisio. Walks the line. Tries to get away from Sim. Cutting in. Dionisio goes back. Fires the shot. Ricochet off to Simpson. Back to center. Dionisio back defensively. Sim connects with Jackson Edward. Can't pass across. It's claimed by Hunter Hay. Carries it in with Michael Misa. Here's Misa. Tied up with Dickinson. Edward to the near side. Perret right back across the goal mouth. And Saginaw keep it in. Only for a moment, though, as it's poked to center by Dickinson. He's by himself, tries a shot, directed by Zane Perek and high over the glass. We are tied at 1 in the round-robin finale of the 2024 Memorial Cup, presented by Dow. Got a tie game almost halfway through now in Saginaw, where Braden Hasse is the captain of the Spirit. He's ice level with Julia Teixeira.
Braden, that first period was chaotic. Does it feel like both teams have settled into their games a bit here?
Yeah, I think like the nerves and the jitters of, everything coming up to this game. I think both teams are playing hockey, and we kind of expected that coming in, knowing what's at stake.
You guys are doing a great job of controlling the neutral zone and creating some opportunities from there. How are you owning that area so well?
I think just staying on the right side of the puck, that's what we talk about a lot. It's what teams all over the world are having success doing, so I think everybody in the league's trying to do that, yeah.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Kevin, Braden Hasse was one of the first players we talked to when we got to Saginaw this week, and he made a great impression with us.
Presence, maturity, he's comfortable in his own skin, and when he speaks with purpose, right? We're really impressed with him. Just the way that he said how he stood up at certain times and had a message for his group, whether it's, listen, I'm fine, don't worry about the outside noise about me, let's focus on this. He's got a way to take control of things by sometimes just being around, and it doesn't always about speaking up all the time, but when he does, he's the type of guy his words pack a punch.
I haven't run into anyone that actually knows Braden Hasse that's had a bad word to say about him.
Special person.
Saginaw almost gave that away. Hasse's got it, plays it off the near side boards, down it goes. And Isaiah George will pick it up. Under pressure from behind the Knights net. Gazizov over to the near side. Stretched to center by Barkey, looking for Jacob Julian, and he's pushed right off the puck by Zane Perek. Now George comes right back in over the line. Plays it around, Sam Dickinson. Low in the Saginaw zone again. Floats out to center, one-handed back in by George just for a moment. And Dickinson from the neutral zone again, wraps it around the boards.
How about that defensive awareness from Zane Perek, right? He recognizes London. Okay, they're going to spring, and he's just so aware of what's happening on the ice. For a guy that has so many points throughout the course of the regular season, you would think, wow, he's pressing for offense, but he's making the right play at the right time. Okay, boom, they're stretching, so he recognizes that. He's the release valve, and how easy is that? He just makes difficult plays look so simple. Uses his gifts, right? His edge work and his speed. He's not a big, powerful young man, but because he has strong edges and strong hockey IQ, he can make plays like that. He reminds me of Josh Morrissey, who I see all the time in Winnipeg. Offensively, among the best in the National Hockey League. Offensively or defensively, the same thing. I mean, he's not a big man, but he uses edges and IQ to defend.
There's Jackson Edward trying to float the shot through. He hit his own man, O'Reilly. Directed by Donovan. Into the far corner, Shapovalov hands it over to James Goh. Out to center, Joey Willis sticking for it. He's got it. Mangoni off the wing. And his shot carries wide. Backhanded back through center ice. Goh settles it down. The former Peterborough Pete, who's traded away to Saginaw last year. As London back into their own zone. Sam O'Reilly stretches through neutral territory. Tipped. No, it wasn't by Max McHugh, so this will be an icing.
Talking about Zane Perek, of course, one of the premier young talents in the CHL. And you look at draft-eligible players, 3 of the top 25 are in this game. Ranked with Central Scouted 5th overall among North American skaters from Zane Perek. Sam Dickinson with London not far behind him, and Sam O'Reilly, who had a goal and assist in the last game for London. All of those names will be called most certainly at this upcoming draft, and most likely early as well.
Saginaw don't have a first-round pick on this roster right now. They'll have one shortly with Zane Perek. And the London Knights are poised to make it 55 straight years with at least one player taken in the NHL draft.
Speaking of NHL drafts, that's in Vegas at the Sphere. You have any plans in the summer?
I got a flight booked.
You're heading there, aren't you?
Yes, sir. I don't expect to hear my name called. Here's Dorian Donovan Off on the far side. Pushed off the boards, down the ice. Pocket a foot race here with Christopoulos, who does well to win it. Owen Beck takes it over. Looks for an option. That redirected off a body. Now Dionisio in front of the net, and Bloom flies it wide as well. Bloom in the corner. Trying to dish that off to Beck. Bouncing to the line for Dionisio. Now behind the Knights net. Max McHugh right off the glass, down the ice. And that was pretty close. Kasper Haltnen thought he had the angle, but they will call this icing.
Didn't win the race, but speaking of races, Alex Christopoulos has got his fingerprints all over this game. He's been noticeable, and look at that second effort. Just will not be denied. He outwins that race over Oliver Bonk to negate the icing, so that's that. Helmet off, he goes off, but his team gets a good chance. Dionisio from the corner, low percentage shot, but it creates a rebound, and Saginaw continues to play in the offensive zone versus a defensive zone face-off. Christopoulos wins the race. Excellent second effort from him.
Hunter Haight off the draw. Back for Zane Parekh. Along the near side boards, they battle for it. Parekh pushed up by Lane Sim. Another check that Landon Sim. Younger brother Lane plays for the Sarnia Sting. As Nick Sima has this stripped away. And the Knights come out to center. Landon Sim pushing ahead. Runs into Michael Misa. Collide again in the corner. And Hunter Haight controls through center ice. Here's Hache. Passing off to Sima. Tries to break free of Sam Dickinson. Sima looking for Hache. Missed the mark. And Oak is out to play it. Goni tries to tip it in. That was blocked by George. Vaulted it down the left side. Backhands it over, they score! Denver Barkey! And the London Knights have a 2-1 lead.
And just like that, right? Lurking in the weeds, and this is Jorian Donovan. Advances the puck, but he gets caught flat-footed right there. Boom, he loses his body position, so now you've got London with numbers the other way, and this is just a beautiful little pass from Halton, and he's got the lone goal for London. Now he's the playmaker. That is excellent execution, and Denver Barkey gives him a target, drives to the net, and on the backhand redirects this one into the top corner. Based on the way this game is being played, you would think that Saginaw has played well enough to earn the 2-1 lead. Instead, it's London, and that's who they are. They never panic. They find ways to stay out of deep danger, and suddenly they've got this lead.
Goes at center for a moment, pushed right back in for Simpson. He quickly covers up to get the whistle. Denver Barkey for the London Knights has his team on top, 2-1. There will be no tie break tomorrow with the Memorial Cup, so it's an off day Thursday, but we are back on Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, with the pregame show for the Memorial Cup semifinal. We know Moose Jaw is in. The loser of tonight's game will be their opponent on Friday. And there are the Moose Jaw Warriors. Jason Ripplinger in the middle, and on his left there is Mark O'Leary, the head coach, who is trying to guide Moose Jaw to a Memorial Cup championship in the first tournament appearance for this franchise.
Just how they drew it up, right? Shorthanded goal by Aiden Ziprick.
What a game last night.
Added an empty netter for a big 5-3 win over Drummondville. Yeah, you're right, it was. Lots of momentum swings. A resilient group in Moose Jaw hung in there, took a penalty late in the game. Jagger Furcus did on a controversial call, and somehow Moose Jaw was able to get the game-winning goal while shorthanded. What a thriller.
Isaiah George takes us away. Denver Barkey through center. And Andrew O plays it around to the near side. Barkey's got it. Tries to pass it up the middle. Tries over top of the net. Donovan digging for it behind the cage. Barkey rips it away. He's got his first in the Memorial Cup tournament. Casper Halton has got a 2-point night going as well, having assisted on that Barkley goal. Here's George. Dickinson. Sizzler down the ice off the glass. That's an icing.
Chris Lowry, in our talks with him, has talked about how over the 6-game series between London, he was really, really happy with a lot of the numbers that they put up and the way that they played the game. If there was anything, he says, we like the process. We just didn't finish on the chances that we earned. And so he says there's a lot to like. Of course, there's some things that we need to tweak. Well, I would think the same thing in this game. There's got to be a lot that Chris likes with the way that his team has been playing, the way they've been defending. I think that they've controlled the complexion of this game for the most part, and yet they haven't finished on some of the chances that they've been able to create. A lot of pucks to the net, a lot of offensive zone time, and yet London has the 1-goal lead.
There goes Zane Parekh, tries this shot. That's redirected wide. Simpson was scrambling for a moment. And now Sam Dickinson to center, passes off. Ruslan Gazizov trying to dance up the middle. He'll feather this back toward the center ice, and Zane Parekh carries to the neutral zone. Right back in, Max McHugh lost the puck at the blue line. Jackson Edward was it right off the linesman. Boomerangs back in for Oliver Bonk. Into the center ice area again. Zane Parekh skates in, passes off. Boom in front, trying to hit Owen Beck. And the London Knights will toss it to center. Here it goes. Max McHugh from center. Shot and Andrew stones him on the breakaway. Big breakaway stop to keep it a 1-goal game. London back in the road zone. Here's Edward.
At the tail end of a beautiful play, Bloom to Owen Beck in the back door. Just wasn't able to execute on that play as he had Simpson out of the net. And then London 2-1-0 the other way in transition. Huge save from Owen.
Max McHugh again, this time off to O'Reilly, but his return speed broken up by Dorian Donovan. Now Misa transition. Rodman Dionisio's got it. Down low for Misa. Bobbled it. Gets it back. Passes to Donovan. Dorian Donovan's shot knocked off of Isaiah George. He'll push it to the line, and it's out to center ice. Here goes Donovan in on the left side. Trying to cut up the middle. Knocked down by Michael Misa. Spins around on Edward. Trying to cut out in front. This is thrown through center ice by Max McHugh, and chasing after it is Easton Cowan. Nice play by Dionisio to separate it from the puck. Hunter Haight gets this over to Braden Hache down the ice. Missed the pass, but Willis was going to win the race, forcing Simpson out to play it. Near side Hache. Tries the shot, that goes through. Out to the far side, Parekh off to Zapovalov. Matthias Zapovalov tosses back over to Parekh. His shot's tipped in front wide. Now to the line, Parekh. Down the right side, Joey Willis scores! Oh my! What a wrister! And Willis has tied the game at 2.
Well, as this game starts to bust open here at the seams, where it was fairly conservative throughout the first part of this game, now you're seeing chances at one end develop into a chance 200 feet away, and that's a beautiful opportunity for Owen Beck, not able to capitalize, and there's McHugh up the ice the other way on a breakaway. Beautiful save and a timely one from Oak, and now his team survives that, down by 1. Nope, not anymore. What a release. Off the post and in, Joey Willis rips one over the glove of Simpson, ties this game at 2.
Joey Willis out of Elmhurst, Illinois. Played minor hockey with the Chicago Mission, where he had Yannick Perreault as his head coach. One of the greatest face-off takers of all time in the NHL. And now Willis has his first of the Memorial Cup. 4 in the postseason, 14 goals in the regular season. And that was a rip. Here's Gazizov at center. Berkey far side. He's run into by Rodman Dionisio. Beck swept around for Christopoulos. Knocked into by Berkey. Beck back through center ice. In over the blue line. Beck takes the shot, trying to squeeze that in past Simpson. But he covers up for the whistle. Joey Willis, the young American, has tied this game at 2 at Saginaw.
Welcome back to the Dow Event Center. I am so pleased to be joined by these sweet ladies, some of the London Knights girlfriends. I've got Carly, Kenzie, Maya, and Brianna with me. And check out the hoodies. Okay, so for the playoffs, they went puffer jackets. And for the Memorial Cup, you guys went hoodies. You two were the designers. Tell me what went into this.
I mean, we started off with a girls' night, and Maya's the brain behind everything. We thought we'd do like the LK and then the numbers on the other side. And for the playoff jackets, we had Carly's neighbor do the cricket on everything, and it ended up looking so good.
It looks amazing, ladies. Thank you. Victor Finley, I'm dying to hear what you think of OHL playoff girlfriend jackets.
I think they're a wonderful thing. That's great.
You're supposed to say I want one.
What's that?
You're supposed to say I want one.
That's true. I collect them all.
Looking good. Love it.
Here's Parak off the far side. Fire up the old sewing machine again.
You're the only broadcaster I know that tailors his own suit or shirt.
Yeah, that's right. I don't go as far with the suits. Here's Andrew Rowe. Moves that around to the far side. Back to the line. That's blocked in front by Braden Hache. Trying to save the goal. Christopoulos down the right wing. Shot stopped by Simpson. Around it comes for Sam O'Reilly. Hache shoots it in. Glove down by Simpson.
Patience is such a huge part of being a championship team. And I think we've seen a lot of it here from London where things don't go your way. A lot of teams that wouldn't be as mature might press, right? Oh boy, we have to get this game back. We have to control this game versus, okay, play the game, manage what's happening in front of us, stay patient. We don't have to win it in the next shift or even in a period. I think we're seeing a lot of that from London.
This is chipped in by Matthias Sapovalov. Barkey. Played right to Sam O'Reilly, now out to center. Mangoni tosses it back in. Off to the far side. Bouncing down the ice, Dionisio in front of Barkey. Around it comes for Mangoni. He was hounded by Ruslan Gazizov as Isaiah George picks it up behind the Knights' net. Dickinson through center. Played right past Zane Parak. Dickinson left side out in front. That hit the goal post. Jacob Julian got a piece. And Zane Parak flings that off for Michael Misa. Misa off the boards. Back to the line. There's a shot directed wide. Parak to center. Taken by Misa. He can get far with it. Turning around, Gazizov, Julian, Dickinson, right over to George. Off the boards, down the ice this goes for an icing.
Saginaw is a team that likes to play forward. They like to attack, but in this forecheck, well, or the lack thereof, 5 guys in the neutral zone standing still. So now you don't play with any kind of speed. You're not pressuring the puck. I think that's when Saginaw's at their best in London. Easily skates through that 5-man trap, if you will, through the neutral zone. Look how dangerous this one turned out to be. Dickinson to the front of the net and rings it off the post. Redirect from Julian. Again, one of those opportunistic, patient plays from London. Take what's given.
Here's Beck near side corner. Barkey. Back through center ice. Kasper halted it. Chases it down far side. In on Donovan. Dionisio right back down the ice. He misses Alex Christopoulos. That's going to go for an icing.
mentioned about that forward thinking, right? Dionisi, one of the 3 defensemen that are really forward thinking. Zane Perek, Donovan, and Dionisio are guys that really have a lot to do with the DNA of this club. And as good as they are attacking and having motion in the offensive zone, we've seen plenty of examples of good defense as well. Zane Perek getting back, Dionisio winning battles in the corner.
Here's Caleb Lawrence in front. That's kicked out. Point blank chance. And Andrew Oak makes the save.
Well, London has that quick strike ability, don't they? Right from an offensive zone face-off, it's Caleb Lawrence. Got 5 goals in 8 games in the playoffs. I mentioned the 5-game suspension that he took against Saginaw in that round. And right there, a quick 50-50 puck off the face-off, spin and fire. Try to catch Oak off his timing, and another big save. Oak's been impressive in this one. He's had to come up with some big ones. It's tough sometimes when you don't get a rhythm of steady shots. But there's been a lot of momentum swings, pardon me.
Sim versus Sapovalov. Zane Perek. Swings that to center. Sapovalov crossing the line up the middle. Dishes up. Mangoni the shot. And Simpson stops it. He's got that trap for the whistle.
Watch this defensive zone face-off from Saginaw. It's an inside escape and a set play. So Zane Perek, watch the right of your screen. Comes in, okay, wins that, and now he's going to the weak side. He knows he's going to have a lane, so he takes it. Now he exits his zone. Everybody's on one side. Now he's able to advance the puck, and how about that? Off of the rush. You can see how dangerous this team is from Saginaw when they attack, and they quickly get up the ice, and Perek does a good job right off of that D-zone face-off to get northward.
Loose at the side of the net for a moment. Carried around by Oliver Buck. Out to center, off to O'Reilly. Dropped off the boards. Back to the neutral zone, Mangoni. Hugh shrugs off contact for Mangoni. Plays it to center, glove down by Jorian Donovan. Here it comes, in on the left side. Dropping it off for Sapovalov. Sapovalov turns around from O'Reilly. Tries the shot, blocked in front. Now here goes Cowan, racing through center, trying to dish that off. He's offside.
Cowan is so intelligent about knowing and having awareness as to what's available to him on the ice. So he's got speed, he's got the ability to hang on to pucks under pressure, and he pulls that puck to the right-hand side off of the entry, knowing what's going to open up is the space that he just evacuated. So he pushes it back to where he came from, not able to execute, but it's just so hard to play against these players. Some of the best players in the game are so good at creating 2-on-1s at speed. He does it there, offside.
Minute 22 to go in the second. Still haven't had a penalty yet in this period. That's significant given the history of these two teams. Here goes Dickinson. Plays that around. Barkey near side. Shea tries to track it down. He does. Chip through center. Misa charging after it, but sweeping it away is Isaiah George. He'll take a bump from Sema. As Denver Barkey skates to center. The only night with over 100 points in the regular season. This is taken back the other way by Saginaw. Jacob Julian plays that in past Oak. And he'll come that up off the ricochet for the whistle as Julian gets into it with Dionisio. And I believe we will have our first penalty of the second period. As Dionisio and Julian getting into it.
Is he taking one or none? Dionisio may have gotten away with one there.
I think he did, Kevin.
I don't mind that at all, where the referees are going to manage the game. Okay, a push from Julian, a reaction from Dionisio. So much at stake here, so of course you can't let that get out of hand, but at the same time, sometimes referees manage the game in different ways. Little wink, some gamesmanship from Jacob Julian. Dump here as this period was close to expiring, under a minute left. There you go, little give, little take. Lots at stake.
So the penaltyless period stays intact. This Mangoni out to center. Donovan knocked around by Gazazov as the puck comes back for Zane Parekh. Up the right side, touched by Willis. Oliver Bond stops behind Simpson. Right off the glass, Barkey through center. Here goes Julian. Tied up. Trying to break free of Caleb Mangoni. To the line, George back over. Here's a shot incoming off a body from Oliver Bond. Zapovalev's got it. And we run out of time in the second period. And a collision at center.
Well, we'll wait to see in the third period if some of this emotion that reared its head late in the second period comes back in the third. 2-2 after 2 periods, and it was Denver Barkey that was able to get the lead for London. A 2-point night for him and Haltonen. But what a response, and what a shot it was from Joey Willis. Run the bar over the shoulder of Simpson to tie this game at 2. Both of these teams have been extremely mature, fairly disciplined through this one. We saw the non-call against Denisio and Jacobs, and a non-call after that exchange at center ice as well. 40 minutes in the pocket here, 2-2.
So here we are, tied, going to the third period. It's looking to be a great one as we've got Laura Dyke with Craig Button and Frank Corrado coming back for the second intermission show.
Asking you about your shot, man, that is a cannon. How big a part of your game is that?
Well, I guess that's my biggest strength. I've been working on it a lot, so every day working on it, get some shots, and that's probably the reason why.
We were hearing the booze kind of rain down as your team was leaving the ice here. You guys like playing the villain?
Oh, we love being the villain. That's our thing, It's London versus everybody, I guess.
20 minutes left here. The margins are so small in a tie game. What will be the difference to get the win here?
We just got to stay out of the box, play 5-on-5, and I think we're good.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Casper Haltonen and the London Knights embracing the role of the villain here.
Okay, so Villi is a common Finnish name, right? He's wearing the villain part, really.
Well, it has become a chess match here between Saginaw and London, as yes, we are at the intermission with Craig, Frankie, and Laura. Surprisingly, we were talking about all the intensity and the physical stuff. No penalties taken there in that second period, so everyone being on their best behavior. But we did see 2 goals. So let's start with the one that Haltonen had an assist on. And Denver Barkey just named to the OHL second team All-Star team, and a pretty good way to celebrate by scoring his first goal of this tournament.
So London can take advantage of the smallest opportunity. Saginaw had made no mistakes. They made no mistakes, and all of a sudden, a mistake, and it's in your net. And all it takes is just a little bit of an opening, and this comes right out of the zone, so it comes up the ice, but they get right up on an Isaiah George, and now they're stopped, and then Jorian Donovan gets caught outside. Goes to try to cover it, and Denver Barkey makes a great read, just going in and behind. And what a nice little touch pass by Casper Haltonen.
So we've watched both of these players now for a little while, Haltonen and Barkey. They're both on London's power play. Maybe the biggest thing that stands out about them, quality puck touches when both those players have the puck. Barkey's in the middle of a lot. Haltonen doesn't necessarily drive play, but when he has the puck, it's quality touches that lead to scoring chances for both those guys.
So Denver Barkey picking up his first goal of this Memorial Cup at the perfect time. You can say the same for the Saginaw Spirits' Joey Willis as well. And everyone after that shot was left kind of in awe. We were waiting to see that replay because, yeah, it was pretty lethal.
It's an unbelievable shot by Joey Willis, but the play is made because of Zane Parekh. And here's the thing with Zane Parekh. Do not make the first move when you go out to challenge him at the blue line, because he's watching to see what you're doing. Here's Zane Parekh. He wants Haltonen to move. He moves just enough. He's going to take this shot. It ultimately doesn't get through to the net, but it's the next play that matters for Zane Parekh. As he keeps this puck in, he does a great job focusing, concentrating on this bouncing puck. There's a hit coming. He absorbs the hit. All he needs to do is put that puck into an area for Joey Willis, and Joey Willis is going to do the rest. There is not a lot of room right over the glove of Michael Simpson to put that puck in the net. The Nashville Predators prospect had an unbelievable shot there, Craig.
I can be critical of goaltenders on that play on the short side going over. Joey Willis has the smallest of openings, maybe just enough for the puck to go through. That is just a tremendous shot by Joey Willis.
Speaking of taking advantage of their opportunities, definitely, while Andrew Oak was under fire and under siege there in that first period, it was the opposite this time around. Michael Simpson was standing on his head there in the second. We said the shots were 15-8 in favor of London in the first. Well, it was 15-8 this time. It was 15-7 in the first. And how was Saginaw able to flip the script and really take control of that period, Craig?
I thought their 5-on-5 play was excellent. They were moving quick. Like when you're playing against a team like London, who can really defend well and close you off, you got to be quicker. You got to be to the next spot on the ice faster, ahead of their team. That's where they were. Other than the power play for the London Knights in the second, well, the second period was no power play, but they did not have any real significant offensive zone time. And the 5-on-5 play by Saginaw, I thought was outstanding, all built off their legs.
You have to know what you have, and Saginaw has defensemen who can get engaged in the play on the offensive blue line and on the rush. And Jake Grimes, the defense coach for the Saginaw Spirit, he game plans around that, and you can see how much of the offense goes through those three big defensemen that Saginaw has.
And Michael Simpson came into this all-important game leading the Memorial Cup in goals against with a 2.00 mark. All right, well, when our intermission continues, we will stick with those London Knights and take a look back at that historic Memorial Cup winning team from 2005, almost 2 decades ago. May 29th has been a big day in London Knights history as we flash back to May 29th, 2016 and the championship game at the Memorial Cup in Red Deer, Alberta. Matthew Tkachuk scoring the winning goal in overtime to hand the Knights the second Memorial Cup in its history, making their whopping 4th Memorial Cup appearance in a 5-year span. And how about May 29th, 2005? That was when the London Knights won their very first Memorial Cup, and on home ice, no less. It was their 40th anniversary season. They win their first Memorial Cup. They win their first OHL championship, and they also set a CHL record, going 31 straight games without recording a loss. Well, later on, the CHL would name that 05 team the team of the century.
We're not just focused on, hosting the Memorial Cup. We're not just focused on winning the OHL. We want to run the table here. So our goal was to take this thing from start to finish, and there was no letdown at any point. And it was the mindset that I think that you need to win that trophy.
It was a unique year for the Memorial Cup was because of there was an HL lockout. All the teams weren't losing their best players to the National Hockey League, so it was all the best.
We wanted to make sure to prove a point that we didn't just get in. We steamrolled our way in. So I think we wanted that credit of being able to go through that front door.
We were pretty good powerhouse in the OHL that year, and we set a couple records with win streaks and all that stuff, and to be a part of that team, I think it's something that you'll never forget, and you'll never forget those guys on that team.
When we did go on that long streak, it was every team wanted to be, David beating Goliath. So we knew every building we went into and every team that came in, they were on top of their game because they wanted to knock off the London Knights off their little pedestal. And so that sort of helped us prepare for playoff-style hockey.
Once the Memorial Cup came, it was there was a lot of talk about Sydney and a lot of talk about our team, the London Knights. So to face off against them in the first game, I remember we won in overtime, and then in the finals we played them again.
The shutout was so out of my mind at that point. I wanted to get that win and be able to hoist that trophy. The guys played so well. I feel like there was any number of goalies that could have played in that game, but I was just fortunate enough to be a part of that team. I just remember grabbing it and feeling so excited and honored to have won a Memorial Cup, and as quick as I could, I wanted to get it into the rest of the guys' hands.
The fans a long time waiting for London to come here, and they appreciate it, that the kids who did what they did all year.
When you're playing, you don't realize how hard it is to get there. You just kind of assumed we were going to do it. You kind of overlook the fact that you've just beat out 60 teams, to be the best. And, it's a magical thing.
Well, Dale Hunter has been at the helm for both of London's Memorial Cup wins. Another victory here tonight would give him 13 in the Memorial Cup, which would put him one behind Don Hayes' record. And Frankie, you know a thing or two about facing Dale Hunter and those London Knights. How difficult is it to go up against him and that team?
There's two types of fans in the OHL. There's London Knights fans and people who hate the London Knights, and for good reason. They're good seemingly every single year, but when you're a player, you play against London, you play against Dale Hunter, you respect the fact that that game is going to be difficult every single time.
I sat here last year at the Memorial Cup and I said Patrick Law is a coach that would be great in the NHL. Dale Hunter would be exactly the same. I think he's one of the best 15 coaches anywhere on the planet when it comes to coaching hockey. He's won everything. Memorial Cup, Hlinka Gretzky, World Junior. If he wants to go to the NHL, teams would be smart to look at Dale Hunter behind the bench.
So if the London Knights can go on to win this year's Memorial Cup, Hunter would either hold the record himself or be tied for the record for most wins at this tournament. The winner goes straight to Sunday's final. The loser will face Moose Jaw in the semifinal. The third period is next.
Second period scoring to Denver Parkey, Joey Willis. The goals on either side to set up very interesting third period just ahead of us. A goal and an assist for Casper Haltonen. He's had an impact in this game for London.
Yeah, you know what? I really like his game. I think that his game is built for the pro game. He's 6'3", 215 pounds. Now, he's not a true power forward in the essence of the name, but he's got power in his game. And what I like about him is the fact that he's willing to make the play in front of him, right? Dump the puck in, get on the body, and look at the strength, right? The ability to win pucks, and just to be able to be aware of what's out there, right? So make the next play, nothing overly fancy. If it's not there, he doesn't push for it, but the ability to shoot the puck is second to none. 16 power play goals. That was tied for most in the Ontario Hockey League in the regular season. Look at that. He just chips the puck to space, makes the defenseman turn, and then the easy play is to go behind the net, but he makes the play at the net instead, and that was the second goal for London. A goal and an assist for Casper Haltonen. I'm getting impressed with the way that he's gone about this game tonight.
2-2 going to the third here. As in the Western Conference Final, it's also tied at 2 between Dallas and Edmonton. Ryan McLeod and Evan Bouchard have the goals for the Oilers. McLeod graduated the Canadian Hockey League. He played with the Mississauga Steelheads and Saginaw Spirit. And Evan Bouchard, of course, the former London Knights. So London and Saginaw, fingerprints not all over just the Memorial Cup, but the Western Conference Final in the National Hockey League tonight as well. As we begin this third period, the score all level at 2 goals apiece. All the way into the Saginaw zone it comes. Our first stoppage is for an icing.
Talking about no power plays in the second period, and that doesn't mean there hasn't been emotion in the game, but I think the referees have done a really nice job. Sean Reed, Jeff Hopkins, about managing the game, but both teams playing physical as well at the right times without crossing that line, and there's been no shortage of chippiness, right? That look from Jacob Julian on the body, and neither team willing to back down.
Here goes London rushing out through center. Puck goes past St. Parak. Looks behind him, and Denver Parkey's right there. There's Mangoni. Tossing it to the near side. Ashe tipped it by Sapovalov. Now Max McHugh. Oliver Bach to center. Lays it in. Inicio got that pass off. Christopoulos. Wheels in far side. Tries a wrister that carries wide. Right past Inicio, back through center. Here goes Max McHugh. Second breakaway. And this time he hits the goal post. And now back to transition. Christopoulos piles into the netminder Simpson. That stays on the moorings. But Saginaw are offside.
How many times have we seen that in this Memorial Cup tournament where there's a chance at one end and that springs a chance at the other end as well? Christopoulos fires short side, misses the net, and that feeds the breakout for London, and Max McHugh gets outside the zone with an in-tight breakaway, and he glances the outside of the post for that chance. And then again, another counter. Christopoulos with a goal in this one. Ends up taking the feet of Simpson out as he drives the middle of the ice to the net.
To be Haight versus Caleb Lawrence. Braden Hache shoots it around the boards. Zema, pile drives Isaiah George as Jackson Edward back the other way, backhands it in, quickly scooped up for the stoppage by Andrew O.
Well, there's never any excuses when you get to this level, and the way that organizations treat their players and all the amenities that you have to be successful. Here's a look inside of the Saginaw Spirits room. Look at their theater there where they look at team video and all the sayings on the wall. Everything matters. Lots of different quotes. Vince Lombardi on the wall among many others. And Saginaw's got all the tools that they need to succeed. There's the gym and all the work that you need to put in there so you can be successful out here in times like this. This Lazary's club has a beautiful setup, and they were gracious enough to let our TSN crew inside for a sneak peek. Top notch.
The ownership here has done a great job in making Saginaw an attractive place to play. As there was a time, would have had a lot harder time trying to recruit players like Cole Perfetti that got out of the Vaughan Kings. And the face of this organization is there's Oliver Bonk launching a shot wide. And now Joey Willis picks it up, carries through center ice, pushing ahead. Willis up the middle, trying to go to the backhand. And he's stick checked by Sam Dickinson. Sharp angle shot, bended off by Simpson. Donovan from the line, carries it in. One-timer from Willis, pulls that one wide. Puck bouncing around, back behind the London net. It's flipped to center by Barkey.
How about the pull-away speed from Joey Willis with a beautiful ripper already in this game, and it was just almost unsuspecting the way he was able to pull out, split those D for that chance.
Bad save from Simpson, off the shot from Zema. Misa cycles that around for Haight. Shot through traffic, trying to take it a deflection, but the save made just the same by Michael Simpson. Cowan. Almost intercepted by Hache. Chopped down the ice by McEwen. Here goes Sam O'Reilly. Thrown into the boards twice by Hunter Haight. Puck worked free. And Haight picks it up at center. Now Hache rips that over to Zane Perek. Skates it over the line. Dodging O'Reilly. Perek shot, and that's stopped by Simpson.
So good off the rush. Nice little D-to-D pass from Hache to Perek, who gets that puck up ice. And earlier it was Joey Willis. Look at that. He just receives a puck, and it doesn't look like he's a threat at all, but he just pulls away and smartly puts the puck in behind the two defensemen from London, forces them to turn, and uses his speed to push forward. And that was that D-to-D pass from Hache over to Perek. Shot on net to end it.
Here goes Dionisio. Backhands that across. Donovan keeps it in at the line. Shot went right off of Barkey, and back down the ice it comes. Donovan. His dad, Sean, played junior with the Ottawa 67s before a lengthy NHL career. There's Jacob Julian. Now Denver Barkey the corner. Tried to go back out in front. Bloom. The center ice. Sauce is ahead for Owen Beck. He's having a great night on faceoffs. Entered the third period 11 for 15, 73%. Dickinson passes off Julian. Curled back of the net. Rebound in front of Oak. It's taken away by Saginaw and flipped to center by Josh Bloom. Near side off the boards. Haltonen. Pushed in. Sim takes a knock from Shapovalov. Perek and Lawrence and Sim. Cycled back around. Caleb Lawrence. Tied up with Perek. Lawrence tried to center. Bloom's there. Back to the line. George. Right across it comes. Edward. Down low. Haltonen. Trying to dangle out in front, taken away by Zane Perek. Towards center, here goes Matthias Shapovalov. Tries to turn away from Jackson Edward. Back into the Saginaw zone. Michael Misa, left wing, crossing through the slot. Misa waits, tries the shot, wrapped out of play off the stick of Sam O'Reilly.
I talked earlier about patience in the game, right? And just managing what's in front of you without forcing plays, because both of these teams are too good in transition. Here's Owen Beck right there. It's a bit of a wild backhand hope pass, and instead of going onto the stick of Josh Bloom, it feeds transition right there. So all of a sudden London is in defense mode. Now they're on attack mode, and you get a chance right there off of a pass in the offensive zone. A little bit of a risky one. Sam Dickinson, receives it, and now London is on the attack. That's the patience part of the game, where you just, all right, don't force for offense, put it somewhere where you can live and fight another day.
Chopped up along the glass by Hay. He's tied up with Bond. This faceoff's going to come back out to center.
This is where you learn so much about players and teams, right? When the pressure is on. 2-2. Winner goes to the final. Loser has to play Moose Jaw on Friday in the semifinal, so every decision may be the decision that decides the game. Big game players making the right play at the right time, and who can come out on top. Nothing better.
This is going to be an icing off an unsuccessful pass from Rodwin Dionisio.
This period was brought to you by Yokohama Tire, made precisely for the game.
Tight contest tonight in a round-robin finale. The winner will receive an automatic bye to the Memorial Cup final on Sunday. Loser plays Moose Jaw in the semi on Friday. Here goes Hunter Hay. Drops it back. Swung wide of the net by Nick Sema. Back out through center. Brayden Hache picks it up. Dionisio back up the right side for Sema. On the London end boards. Oliver Bond. Saucers it. Past Landon Sim. That's going to go for icing as Zane Perret gets back for it.
I think the referees have done such a good job in this game, where they're allowing some calls and some plays to go, right? Where there's Sim up against Sema. Those two have been having some dialogue throughout the course of the season, and certainly this game. And both players get their sticks up high into the face of the other, and the referee just says that's a wash. Let's let them keep playing. Those are two guys that walk the line, play an emotional game, and I just love the fact that the refs haven't allowed that to be a factor in this one.
Up the near side, Donovan tied up with Haltonen. Sapovala tries to power it into the London zone. The Knights have it. Here's Bond. Dickinson. Up the far side, in it goes. That's an icing. 13:43 to go in our third. We are tied at 2 in downtown Saginaw, Michigan at the Memorial Cup. Save of the game is brought to you by Real Canadian Superstore. Everything for every taste.
Max McHugh, an assist in each of the first 2 games in this Memorial Cup tournament, and he's looking for his first goal. This is a chance for Saginaw at one end to turn into an in-tight breakaway for Max McHugh at the other, as he rings this one off the outside post, as Oak gets a little piece of that one for your save of the game.
Andrew Oak was sharp in the playoffs for Saginaw, undefeated prior to that injury that knocked him out for the remainder of the postseason. Suited up for the United States at a couple World Juniors, winning bronze with them in 2023. Jason Woolley is a former minor hockey head coach of his. Battle for it off the draw. Zane Perret's got it. Tries to wrist her. Cuts off a Knight. Here's Bonk working on Mangoni. Down low and trying to center. That was Sapovala, but will go all the way back to the Saginaw zone.
Joey Willis has been outstanding in so many different areas. He's been quick. He's got the goal, and right there, a 50-50 face-off. He gets the puck.
Here's Joey Willis turning around. Dishes off to Donovan. Off the wing, and he got a look. Simpson turns that away with a pad.
Oh, Donovan pulls that one into the interior and didn't miss by much. Low glove on Simpson.
Dionisio looking to connect with Christopoulos. Neutral territory, Denver Markey off the boards. Looking for Julian, but he's forced to dump it in. Takes a knock from Shapovalov after the fact. And the Spirit stretches to the London line again. Christopoulos into the corner. Owen Beck. Picked off the puck by Julian. This is lobbed to center. Comes down for Braden Hache. Topped off the boards. Bloom feathers it over. Christopoulos quickly taken away by Max McHugh. And he'll chip it, chase down the left side. Ball's down. Back out of the corner to the line. Dickinson shot. That sails high. Now Oliver Bach. Pass intercepted. Gets it right back. Tried to play it to the side of the net. Ripped out to center again. Now Dickinson's on it. Dionisio takes it over.
High contested ice. We talked about the neutral zone and how Saginaw did such a good job in the first period to start the second. That's where a lot of this is being played now. Both teams want to make sure they don't give anything up for free.
Donovan carries in. He's tripped up. It's right back up. Cowan runs the backhand out to center. Here goes Sam O'Reilly. Off to McHugh. Shot! And a big stop from Andrew Oak. Max McHugh has had quite a point streak going of late. This is turned over, but the stick breaks on Michael Misa. Back to center. Here comes the Spirit into the London zone. Sema couldn't handle that off the left side. Gets it back, though. Trying to push that in front of the net. Sam Dickinson rifles it off the glass to center, and he'll get it right back.
Another one of those 2-on-1s, and a quality chance for London, and it comes out of a defensive zone chance against for Saginaw. Where you catch them again, that's a team that wants to play attack mentality. Saginaw does. London's so good at being patient and then waiting for their chance to pounce.
Dionisio flips it to center. Chopped out by George. Willis kicks it ahead. The possession of Jackson Edward. Now Dionisio again. The center, taken by Haltonen. Dionisio gets it right back. Works it over for Hache. Braden Hache. Through center. On the left side, Willis. Tries to filter it to the net. George pushed to the end boards. Comes around, far side. Shapovalov's got it. Into the slot. Shapovalov's shot. Deflects high. Simpson came out to try and field it, but London have it. And Haltonen moves that off the boards out to center ice. Shapovalov shoots it in.
1-2-2 forecheck, from London, right? They're not overly pressuring, but they want to cut the ice in half and trying to control the ice between the dots, particularly this type of the time of the game. Just passing the halfway point of the third period. Both teams doing a nice job of that.
Here's Gazizov. Barkey pushes it right back in. Going all the way down the length of the ice for an icing. 9:20 to go. We got a tie game. It's a game of inches. And for Michael Misa, a broken stick.
Welcome back to the Dow Event Center in Saginaw, where absolutely everybody is battling right now. Saginaw and London on the ice, knotted up 2-2, and behind the bench, even coach Chris Lazary for Saginaw is having to fight off the elements. Yeah, there was a little bit of a chicken dance going on here at the Dow Event Center, and unfortunately, said chicken did fall into the bench during a very heated moment during the game. Not ideal. Unfortunately, it is hilarious. Victor, it does remind me a bit of Dale Hunter in an absolute battle with the iPad last season during the OHL Finals.
I guess we can say now that there's been an inflatable chicken on the Saginaw bench, the Knights are throwing all they've got at the Saginaw Spirit.
I think he tried to pop it. 2-2 game. Both teams playing a little chicken here.
Just when you think you've seen it all from behind the bench, eh?
You got to be ready for anything, right?
I'm sure that was part of the pregame meeting. Here's Zane Perek, far corner, stripped away by Gazizov. Played around, out to center for Oliver Bond. The neutral zone again. Christopoulos trickles that deep to the London zone. Oliver Bond off for Sam Dickinson. Here goes Julian, tips it in. Right back off the boards. Gazizov. Slapped in by Denver Barkey. Dionisio. Right back behind the Saginaw net. And he rifles a pass to center. Picked off by Barkey. Shoots it right back in.
I mentioned the neutral zone and how important that is, and it's a big part of where the game is being played right now.
Here goes Michael Misa. Trying to drive to the net. Taken back up the near side by Casper Halton into center.
Shots are tied at 4, so a low event third period, and that's not a surprise when you consider what's at stake here. You can see how both teams just dumping the puck in, making sure that you're not over forechecking, as you know both teams have the chance to get behind and get up the ice quickly.
Here's Lawrence, left side, swings it around the boards, hauls it in. Tries to get away from Donovan. Hunter Haight turning from Lawrence. Off the boards again, Donovan. Lifts it through center. George goes back to get it. Isaiah George spins away from Mangoni. Right to Easton Cowan. Tries the wrister, glove down by Oak. And that got caught up in his glove long enough for the whistle to sound from Sean Reed.
Yeah, you almost get to a point now where you're saying, okay, we're going to wait for an opportunity, and we're going to be patient and hope the other team makes a mistake that you can capitalize on, versus forcing the other team to make a mistake. So through the neutral zone, it's just a 1-2-2 from both teams. Mangoni, the first forechecker, and then you can see the 2 layers through the neutral zone. Not a whole lot of pressure, so you're not letting the other team get behind you. There you have a wall neutral zone. Cowan dumps the puck in, and then you reverse it, go back the other way in the same way. It's been a lot of that here in the third.
Here goes Bach off the right wing, and Andrew Oak shuts the door. Knights backing up through center as St. Perek was barreling ahead. Here it goes for McHugh, passes off O'Reilly, shot goes high. Now Perek in transition, goes off for Sapavala, tries to just float that in, and it stopped at the line offside.
And how many times have we seen that in this game for London, where not a whole lot of pressure, but they're opportunistic and they wait for a chance. So now you catch Saginaw quickly with a stretch pass through the neutral zone. All eyes one side of the ice, and there's O'Reilly, a 3-on-2. How about that vision from McHugh? And now you get the chance that you're hoping for and looking for. A nice job from Sapavala to make himself big to force that shot up high and wide.
Donovan lays it around for Christopoulos. Back to center, Dickinson. Off the boards, bouncing around for Gazizov. Shoved off the puck by Christopoulos. Josh Bloom off his foot. Here come the Knights through center, trying to spring Barkey. Ahead was Jacob Julian. Sam Dickinson turns it back up the left side. Barkey, Process, Gazizov. Pushes this round the boards. Owen Beck falls down as Denver Barkey has it in the corner. Trying to sneak past Dionisio. Comes up for Bloom. Handled at center by Edward. Now Donovan off a turnover. Here goes Josh Bloom. Shot and sips and turns that away. Back to the line. One-timer. Hachet's shot is blocked.
Oh, Sema had an opportunity there. The rebound was right on the doorstep, and Sema just double pumped, just missed.
Icing on the play as we've got 5:41 to go in the third. Tantalizing opportunity for Saginaw to try and get the go-ahead goal. Drive of the game is brought to you by Yokohama, made precisely for the game.
Denver Barkey with 2 points in this game. This is a beautiful pass from Casper Halton, and the way that he just chips us behind, and that's a beautiful backhand little sauce pass. Barkey knows enough to get to the net, and what a great play to finish it off the backhand to the top corner. Barkey, 1 of 2 points to get this game tied at 2. There's your drive of the game.
Clayton Ziprick had the late game heroics for Moose Jaw to get them through to the semi. Who's it going to be tonight that gets their team through to the Memorial Cup final?
Tension. Lots of tension, right? Maybe the calmest in the arena is everybody on the ice. The guys that are in control of their own destiny.
Here goes Michael Misa. Scurrying off on the far side. All the way to the end boards. Picked away and brought up the ice by Sam Dickinson. Shoots it in. Right past Oak. Here's Halton trying to chop at it. Hache got the better of it. And out to center. Nick Sema crossing in. Right around to the near side boards. Oliver Bond. Back behind the net. Sam Dickinson leaves it for Bond. Now Caleb Lawrence. Shooting it around. Right back it comes. Near side, Caleb Mangoni. Trying to break away from Cowan. Pushed in by Sapovalov. George behind the net. Far side, Max McHugh. Up for Lawrence. Back to McHugh. Run into by Sapovalov. Now Mangoni alone in center. Threads head into the London zone. Knights back up the other way. Here goes Cowan with space on the left side. Past Dionisio. Cowan up the middle. Rebound shot, and Andrew O'Toole. Big saves for Saginaw.
Those are the saves you need from your goaltender. The game's on the line, and Andrew Oak comes up not once, but twice, point blank, both off of the stick of Easton Cowan.
Here goes Cowan again. This time cannot connect on a pass. Bloom back the other way. Dangles around the far side. Bond lost his stick. Knights clear to center. And Hache runs back for it. Back off the boards to Bloom. Off the skate of Gazizov. Back to center. Gazizov's on it. Clambers in over the line, trying to find Barkey. That's broken up. Here's Bach at the line. Gazizov right side with a shot. And another stop from Andrew Oak.
Such a stabilizing feeling right there from Saginaw. Their goaltender has risen to the challenge, hasn't he?
London with Jacob Julian backhanding through center. Dickinson. Gazizov after it. Dionisio takes it away. Angle off the board. Shot right back in by Dickinson. And here's Dorian Donovan. Misa tips it in. We'll go to change. Out it comes. Casper Halton in. Takes it off the boards. All the way back down the ice. Dionisio gets there. It's an icing. Lawrence, Sapovalov, George. Jackson Edward all in there as the puck comes loose. And it's taken to center by Halton. Quickly pushed ahead. Landon Sim chasing after it. Collides with Hache. Braden Hache up the near side. The center, he shoots it in, and he takes a hit from Sim. Those two have a bit of a dialogue going back toward the bench as the puck's out of play.
Well, Landon Sim has a knack, right? Reminds me of another London Knight from the past. There's his dad, John Sim, former Dallas Star. They're just under 500 games in the National Hockey League, and his son knows a thing or two about agitating and Reminds me a little bit about Matthew Tkachuk, the way that you can play at a high level. There's Radek Bonk, a couple successful fathers that know a thing or two about playing under pressure. Just under 1,000 games in the National Hockey League as they sit anxiously looking on.
That was Eric Bolton just to the side of John Sim as well. He's got his kids on this team. A junior with the Sarnia Sting and Oshawa Generals for a pretty lengthy career in the NHL as a tough guy, as this is frozen by Andrew Oak for the whistle.
Oh boy, down to the short strokes now, under 2 minutes left, and this whole third period has been played cautiously. We talked about the patience and the maturity required to play when games are this tight and so much is on the line. The ability to push and to still look for offense without pushing yourself out of position and feeding offense coming the other way. It's almost like a chess match.
Saginaw to center, Bloom. Up high on Christopoulos. Overtime is in play. It's 3-on-3 as long as necessary. It'll switch to 5-on-5 once we get to the semi and the final at the Memorial Cup. Here goes Bond. Pushing ahead. We have not seen overtime yet. As here goes Cowan, and he scores! Minute 25 of the clock. Cowan comes through for London.
Big players surface in big moments, and Easton Cowan with a couple of golden opportunities in this third period. A flip out of the zone from Josh Bloom. Well, a return favor as London is above it, and you counter the puck. Look at that. Little stick lift from Sam O'Reilly. He sheds a check and a little backhand dish right there. Gets it advanced and puts it into the lane. Cowan's able to skate into this with full speed, and in one motion releases this puck. Big players in big moments. They never let you down. 1:25 to go. And the patience in the game from London has paid off. A huge goal from Cowan as they're 1:25 away from punching their ticket to the final.
Timeout, Saginaw.
Saginaw taking their timeout. So some time to regroup. Chris Lazary has his team huddled around the bench.
It was almost like a football game in some ways, where very little pressure up the ice. One team would get control, they would stop. It was like they hit the ball and gone up the ice, and then countering back and forth in a relatively low event game. London has had the lion's share of the grade A opportunities, all in my opinion, or most of which have come off of the stick of Easton Cowan. 2 shots earlier that Oak was able to deny, but it's too much, too good from Easton Cowan, who buries a shot. One likely he'll never forget if they can hold out for another minute and a half.
That's Cowan's first of the tournament. And as it stands, it would be the game winner to get the Knights into a Memorial Cup final.
London goal scored by number 7.
Off the draw. Saginaw started with Andrew Oak between the pipes. You see how long he stays there. Here goes Julian in right side. Turning away from Hunter Haight. Locked up along the boards. Comes back behind the Saginaw net. Zane Perek. Head to center. Joey Willis has that stripped away by Barkey. And we got 60 seconds to go.
Last minute of play in the third period, brought to you by
Zapavalov turns around. There goes Oak. Back to the Saginaw bench. Hunter Haight scurries in left side. Loose at the side of the net. There's Mangoni kicking the shot away. Zapavalov at the line. Does well to keep it in. Misha. Down low Mangoni. Back to Misha. Back and forth with Mangoni. Now Hunter Haight. Perek at the line. Back to Haight. Steps in, tries the shot, gasses off, ramps that out of play with his stick for the whistle.
Oh, now Saginaw has to push, right? 30 seconds just under remaining, goaltender out. And they have got to come up with something magical here. There hasn't been a whole lot of grade A opportunities for Saginaw in this third period. They'll look to see if they can open up something in the middle of the ice and solve Simpson to tie this thing with just under 30 to go.
Here goes O'Reilly to square off against Zapavalov. Just under 29 seconds to play with. Face off, out to center. Here goes Cowan, looking for another, and he's put this game on ice. And Cowan carries London all the way to a Memorial Cup final.
Not a shock to consider how dangerous Easton Cowan has felt in this third period. The chances that he has been able to generate, and jumps to a puck. Defensive zone face-off, goaltender out of the net. And it's a face-off win for Saginaw, but right there on his toes, Cowan with a good stick. And he gets to that puck up the ice and puts this one on ice. He breaks the game open with the third goal, adds the bow on this one with the empty netter. 4-2 and 22 to go. What a hard-fought game, though. Evenly played. I thought both teams were extremely mature about the way they went about competing in a game that so much was at stake.
London goal scored by number 7.
Now Saginaw on Friday will have to make sure, or try to make sure, it's not the last time that they see the London Knights this season.
Lining up for Saginaw and Moose Jaw on a Friday night in Michigan. This OHL rivalry right down to the wire tonight. The Saginaw Spirit put up a great fight, but the London Knights stay undefeated at the Memorial Cup. They've got their one-way ticket to the final on Sunday.
2 points for Halton and a goal and assist. 2 points for Denver Barkey, a goal and assist. And 2 goals for Easton Cowan, including the game winner. Big player in a big moment. This is a hard-fought battle from both teams. Saginaw was able to put Moose Jaw away 5-4 when they met earlier in the week. They will face Moose Jaw again in the semifinal on Friday to earn the right to meet London on Sunday for the championship game. What a night it was for that young man right there.
Couldn't have timed it much better. Easton Cowan's first 2 goals of the tournament, the game winner and the insurance marker for the London Knights to cap off the round-robin stage. Time now for a player of the game presentation.
At the end of each game, a player of the game will be awarded to a player from the winning team. Joining us to present this award is Chris Jones, the Chief Financial Officer at Winmar International. À la fin de chaque partie, le joueur du match est présenté à un joueur de l'équipe gagnante. Pour présenter le prix, veuillez accueillir Chris Jones, le directeur financier de Winmar International. Tonight's player of the game, le joueur du match de ce soir, from the London Knights, des Knights de London, number 7, le numéro 7, Easton Cowan.
Well, a 3-point night for Easton Cowan. A beautiful little dish that led to that goal from Haltonen on the power play, and then a low-event third period. But you wait and you look to your big stars to make the difference, and that was the one right there. The game-winning goal. He added another empty netter. Look at the start. A face-off win for Saginaw, but great intention off of that defensive zone face-off. Easton Cowan with 6 shots on net. A 3-point night and a game-winning goal to send his team to the final on Sunday.
Regular season MVP, playoff MVP for the London Knights. Player of the game tonight, here he is with Julia.
Easton, your first 2 goals of the tournament couldn't come at a better time. You've said before you love these big moments. What is it about them that lets you play your best?
Yeah, I think just we followed our system today, and that really did a good job for our team, and we stuck with it right to the end. You know, a bit of a slow start, but I feel like we had a good third period, and got us 2 points, and we'll be ready for Sunday, but it'll be nice to have a day off tomorrow.
You allowed so few grade A chances for Saginaw in that third period. How were you able to lock it down as a team defensively?
Yeah, we know they're a good team. You know, they got a lot of star power over there, and you know, we listened to Dale in intermission, and we just played our system, our 1-2-2 trap, and we got our chances, and that's how I scored there. So, hell of a play by Peanut. Well, I don't know. Did I swear? Oops, sorry. Heck of a play by Peanut there, and yeah, posted in kind of a lucky shot.
What did Dale say between periods there?
He just wanted us to play our game, play our trap, play our system, our forecheck, and he told us we'll win. So we listened to that, and it came out ahead.
Enjoy the win. See you at the finals.
Thank you.
So Easton Cowan with the 2 goals in the final few minutes of the game has the London Knights with a perfect, unblemished record through the round robin. Drummondville went home yesterday, so it's Saginaw and Moose Jaw in the middle to meet in the semifinal. That semi will go on Friday night right here for the Dow Event Center. It's a 7 Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific pregame show start. The puck drop at 7:30. Well, the London Knights on May 29, 2005 won their first Memorial Cup. They won their second this same date in 2016. And today in 2024, they've booked their spot to a final to give themselves a good chance at the 3rd in franchise history. A thriller down to the wire tonight. That's it for round robin at the 2024 Memorial Cup in Saginaw.